713 because my previous hit points were fucking
What happened?
7.
Yes?
I accidentally typed in 713 because my previous hit points were fucking 7.
Can't go so hard.
All right.
713.
So, are we all ready to do this?
Yes.
Okay.
Me ready.
All right. So let's catch ourselves up. Who would like to do our recap of where we are and why we are here?
Last time on Dragon Ball Z. No, I'm not doing
All
that.
right. Go ahead and take it away, Bard.
I'm not, no, I back out. Nope.
Really?
I'm trying to remember. I don't even know what we're doing right now. I just woke up.
I can try to give a recap.
Let's do a quick reminder of everyone that after the events at the Lord High Bard's estate, the entirety of the group, with the exception of Aspen, were basically coerced into being civilly arrested and brought to the dungeons of the castle of the Queen's Castle. Aspen, after doffing his human disguise, went back to the temple, returned to his tabaxi form, or at least the illusion was disappeared, and he acted as if he had heard of the particular arrest and went over to the dungeons to investigate. While in the dungeons, you basically met Sir Niko-san. He was responsible for law and order inside of the dungeon and inside of the castle. A very well-respected individual. He knows Captain Raddick. They are at least friends or acquaintances of some sort. Niko-san told everyone that the Queen Attain, said that you were not to be locked up because of the potential evidence implicating Ingaret, the individual who you met, who expressed loss over her brother from earlier in the day, earlier in the week. While you were discussing the potential of how to follow the investigation, what is going to happen to Ingaret, you found out that she was being brought to the dungeon with you. However, before she was able to arrive, a messenger from the guard arrived and hastily notified everyone that Ingaret was attacked on the way over to the dungeon.
Assassination.
Yes, she was assassinated. Everyone quickly followed Sir Niko-san out into just a few blocks away from the castle where this brazen attack occurred, and her body was found with a single arrow embedded into her with a perfect shot. The arrow itself had a black obsidian tip and the sheaths of the feathers. It was fletched with kenku feathers. There was someone who stated that they saw an individual on a building opposite of where where Ingaret was shot, resembling a kenku. Sir Niko-san, so investigating the body, you found evidence that she may have been working with the Order of the Black Rose, based upon the trinkets that she had with her. She had a magical ring, she had a cloak of elvenkind, and the bottle of polymorph potion that she had was inscribed with with the image of a rose with two thorns, the symbol of the Order of the Black Rose. Sir Niko-san implored you that if you wish to gain your freedom and prove that it was not you that murdered the Lord, that you are to find the real culprit, the people that killed Ingaret. The only clue that you had was a piece of parchment stuck inside of her boot that said simply the initials CK and the words, the scroll and the bottle. which the Kenku and the Bard both realized was the name of a rather prestigious tavern in the north part of the city. When you departed the scene, you were traveling toward the scroll in the bottle, and in fact, you were actually accosted by
Ambush.
What's that?
That's an ambush.
Ambushed, accosted, ambushed, in a side street close to the sword in the bottle. A number of individuals attempted to attack you from the distance and from close up, and you dispatched them all. They seemed to be under particular orders. However, none of them had anything overtly conspicuous attaching them to the Order of the Black Rose, but you can think of no other reason why you would be targeted, your party would be targeted.
What about the guy with the sash? Wouldn't that be kind of conspicuous?
That is
Yeah.
conspicuous in the sense of you can have it if you. In fact, I think one of you at least would have the sash, but there were no symbols attaching them. It just could be he stole it from someone. If you want to be dumb enough to believe that, which, let's face it, you might not you might be, but the guard, the general populace might be.
He stole a special murderous sash. Got it.
Yeah, it's like it could be cursed. Who knows? And yes, before you were able to get too much information from the single individual that was saved, his sash did basically bisect him.
Brutal.
Removing his torso from his body.
Yeah.
After that, you intended to return to make good your attempt to go to the scroll and the bottle, and that is where we are. So, are there any questions before we begin?
Yeah, I just sent. Nope, never mind. Hold on.
No. Not from my side.
All right, not from your side. Okay,
No
so
questions here.
remember, this is still the evening of the murder of Lord Haltmar. It is getting later in the evening. By the time you arrive to the scroll and the bottle, the moon is high and bright. It is not a full moon, but it is quite obviously evening and twilight. The night is strong, but the moon is bright. There are people milling about the town, and while this is still inside of the town,
Just as a note, Zarm didn't. I just want to note something. That Zarm did not shift back into human form after the attack.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Interesting. That's good. That's good to know.
So he's trying to hide a little bit. I'm going to actually do a stealth check. It basically
Just kinda shock.
others that like.
Okay.
Hiding in plain sight. Hey guys, look at
And
that
yeah, I
fancy
also want-
statue over there. It's very
No,
I
lifelike.
also wanted to
Yeah.
Shifting like in the side behind like crates and anything else, and trying and using those back alleys to keep concealed.
Right.
Also, Yeek would be like when they approach the tavern, like we shouldn't bring attention to us because whoever we are seeking could like flee or something.
He says with the dragon behind him.
I mean,
I'll be waiting outside.
Yeek would probably enter rather through the back door of the tavern.
So in the northern part of the city. So just let me show real quick. We are in the northern part of the city, and the northern part is a more well-to-do part of the city itself. It is not inside of the Nightlands, so it does have daylight and it does have sunlight. So a lot of the more prosperous parts of Samora tend to actually be on the lighted side.
Face is
Not
well
all.
lit.
Yeah. And what's this roll look like? Oh my god, that's a dragon. Holy crap.
I I will also roll on stealth.
Okay.
Because I also don't want to be seen when I'm entering the tavern.
Okay.
Uh, where is my sheet? There's my sheet.
Where is that?
Um. Oh. Why is the dragon better in stealth than I?
Well, it's not.
Because
No, no,
magic.
no, no. You didn't. You didn't particularly fail this. You're sticking yourself. Basically, when you arrive at this location, you are sticking to. You're not being exactly obvious about your intents, and
Okay.
that's what this is showing. The dragon, however, Zerum, is definitely he is sticking to the shadows, and you do notice that upon arrival, this is a rather good-looking establishment, and there is an image on the outside of the placard. There is a flask and a scroll crossing it, indicating that you have arrived at the scroll and the bottle. There are a few people standing around outside in this courtyard, and when the doors open and other people leave and some people enter, you can hear a lot of laughter, a lot of movement, a lot of action inside. It's brightly lit. This just appears to be a very good-looking tavern and well-to-do even.
Oh, okay. So no ruffians here.
Well to do.
Does not appear to be any ruffians. This is not this is not a city location.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So with that said, Zerum, do you want to stay near the front or near the rear of this establishment?
I was thinking like a side alley is what I was best thinking.
Yeah, and we can imagine, and we can basically say that these along the side would be alleys. So this would be an alley, not necessarily treed, but this is more of an urban area. But it is separate from the other buildings next to it. Yes.
It's like, and basically on the way there would be like after the big fight, so I'm gonna be like,
Okay.
it is safest for me to hold off to the side and remain hidden while you try to
Zerum,
get information.
I want you to. Oh, interesting. So Zerum, I want you to make a perception check. So, assuming you're moving down this area, you're moving down. I want you to make a perception. Okay. Nothing particularly strikes you out of the ordinary. As you round this, you do see what looks to be a cellar, cellar doors, and there are two individuals. They're just sitting on chairs, just kind of sitting, and there's a box, a very large box on top of them. They appear to be playing dice, and they are in front of this cellar door. Just kind of lazily playing dice.
Well, so I'm gonna go back, further back in the alley just to remain hidden and kind of stay there, listening to those people, but not making any move until he hears back from the investigation. Somebody else inside the tavern.
I like it. I like that we've got potential rescue here too. All right. So how are we going? How are we going inside of the inn? I mean, Fleeks, do you wish to go inside the inn? Do you wish to disguise yourself before you go in?
I wish to disguise myself because, yeah, I mean, I hit my intentions already, I guess.
Okay. So
but
if you were to disguise self, and essentially be grabbing items and maybe pilfering things along the way to the scroll and the bottle to maybe darken your feathers, give yourself a blunted beak, or change your clothing and stuff like that. That's essentially what you'd be doing.
I have a question.
I will not do that.
Um,
Because Yeek was pretty hurried a lot because
Okay.
Yeek want to get it's really angry.
would I be able to help him try to do something as being an entertainer, I would have maybe a costume or a backup like outfit to dress him to be something that's less conspicuous, or
As an entertainer, don't you have a disguise kit?
I believe so. Let me check. I'm going to use the D&D Beyond stuff so I can quickly check.
You had that question.
That was me.
Yes.
I'm not saying I want to do this.
I do have a disguise kit.
Since Yeek and Iola are the same height, couldn't they like swap clothes if they wanted to?
If they felt like it.
What would that do?
Disguise.
I do have a.
Trying to hide the Kenku. They don't know why, but it just does not.
Kenkus don't exist.
That's right.
The Kenku just goes in there because I think I expect a Kenku in there. My Kenku expects a Kenku in there too. Because of the information. So yeah, let's disguise me. Let's make a dress up.
Okay, so I have a disguise kit. Upon using it, it doesn't really specify. Should I take it out of my inventory?
No.
Or
This is unless we abuse the item, it's pretty much something that's always there for you. This is kind of like your stock in trade, you know.
okay.
So unless we really abuse it, you're always going to have access to it.
All right. Then I'm gonna on the way to the tavern. I'll be take him to a side alley or something like that and disguise him up. Should I roll anything to see how well I do, or if anyone wants to help?
We're going to call this an asset to the Kenku's roll. So we will give this as an asset to you. So why are you rolling forgery?
Accidentally, sorry.
Accidentally clicked it 4 times.
Accidentally forward the documents. That's just what the Kenku does.
Well, I meant to disguise myself as a human, but I ended up making the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah?
Forgery of the Declaration of Independence.
Right.
Du kannst einfach raustun. Warte. Ja, du kannst es einfach raustun.
All right. So yes, when he gets back, we will.
Yeah, I'm back.
Oh,
You are back.
well. I was gonna say if we could update the Roll20 character sheet. I don't know how you import the. I sent you the file.
Yeah, I saw that. Let me.
Because I know once I start making rolls, I gained a lot of bonuses, so everything's going to get affected. But I do have it updated on D&D Beyond.
Okay, cool. Then Fleeks, while you're getting that pull up, let me make sure that that we are updated here for testing. And Zaram, we fixed up your character sheet. You're good to go.
So yeah, I'm getting a costume now.
What do you want to
You
look like?
Like an Ara Kokra.
Yeah.
An Ara Kokra.
So like some fake wings, like, yeah.
Yeah, fake wings and stuff.
It's like you roll really low, and it's like, oh well, you're a kobold now. That'd be.
That's okay
Like,
too.
oh crap! Didn't mean for that to happen.
Suddenly, Ayul does not get along with the Kenku.
I thought, do they have issues with kobolds, or are they, or is it like your
Yes,
characters?
Ayul does not like kobolds.
Ayul specifically does.
Because I know kobolds hate, I think it's gnomes, but that's just
Who
in the.
Who likes gnomes?
Gnomes are fun. They're very happy, unless they're the. Unless they're what the. I forget what they're called if they're like the dark gnomes. And even they are like pretty okay. Like they're the only thing that's nice down there.
Right.
I don't have anything against gnomes. But my Kenku called a gnome little man.
I thought that was the halfway.
Yeah, the seller. Do
Right,
you remember
they're
the
all
gnome seller? Who gave me a lot of money because I was so convincing.
All right, I'm putting all your spells over there, Aspen.
Yay!
Actually, I think my Kenk. I think Yikri really likes gnomes because gnome gave them a lot of shiny.
What are we doing right now?
Right now, he's updating my character sheet for Roll20 because I had leveled up to 2 on D&D Beyond. Everything's like
Gotcha,
set,
gotcha.
but we didn't. I don't know how to update things through Roll20.
No, that's good. I think I got you. And then we're gonna be. Fleeks is gonna be doing his roll. So Fleeks, you're gonna add a +4 to your roll for disguise self, thanks to the assistance from Aspen.
This guy. Where do I have this guy self? Is it just stealth?
So you tell me. What do you think it should be? Should it be charisma, intelligence? What do you think it should be?
Career. Let me see what I have more.
Yeah. What do you have more of?
It could also technically be
per-
under
persuasion.
deception.
Yeah,
I have
deception would also work better.
Deception. I can either make deception or persuasion. That's
Go with deception.
Okay, it both has the same value.
Yeah.
And I have to add a dice to it. So first of all,
Oh wow.
but I can. What should I roll additionally?
You add 4 to that, which gives you 10.
Okay.
Yep.
So it's mediocre.
You rolled a 3. That's just. So you make a rather ugly Aarakocra, basically.
Oh,
okay.
that says not my best work.
I mean, yeah, you're looking at it, Aspen, and you're like, well, could be worse, but not much.
All the stuff went into making the wings.
It did.
But yeah.
All right, and let me see. Your charisma modifier is 2, so you have 2 on bardic inspiration.
Also, as far as I know, if somebody tries to figure out that I'm not an Kokra, they have to roll against my deception, I guess.
Yes, so basically the DC is 10. It's a wisdom check.
Okay.
Versus that. Okay. So, with that said, are we ready to enter?
Yes.
All right. So, we will take.
Look
I
who's
like that
sitting
Artie
there
is already
already.
in there. Artonis is like, yeah, this is trickery crap.
I mean, what's the point?
All right, they're dealing with all of that. All righty.
Is there a bartender at the bar?
Oh yes. So inside
Okay.
of this particular inn, it is bustling very well. This is a very good-looking inn, very well kept. And behind the bar that you see there, behind this particular tavern bar, there is a rather old female elf. She's wearing tavern master clothes, but rather a little bit grimy and used. But she's doing her best to keep everyone filled with ale and food, taking orders. But she seems to be the one in charge.
Okay. If nobody, I would like to get information from the barkeeper.
You're gonna get
Who's gold,
information
of course.
from the female elf.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm ordering a water.
Ordering a water.
Yes, and then I'm giving a tip of 1 gold.
Jeez.
I'm rich.
She eventually looks to you and she looks at you as you water. She takes a glance at your other 3 friends. She seems to be extremely perceptive. She is extremely perceptive. And and she notices you coming up along with your Indian friend. And she says, "Do you all want water, or just you, darling?"
I'm not ordering for the others, but give me a second.
Oh, gotta be one of those nights, I see. Okay, one water coming up. Do you want the whole dang keg? Because I'll give you the whole keg for 1 gold.
No, I would ask you a question if you if bar
Answering
woman
questions is what I do best, darling. What do you got?
And I whisper, my character whispers to her like, did you see Kenku?
You whisper to her?
Yes.
Oh, well, yes. Have you looked in the mirror lately?
No. Besides Kenku, that I am.
Oh, well, not too many Kenku come around here. Probably every every few days one will come on in. Not exactly fly in. I heard about that whole thing with your generation. Sorry about that, dear. But no, I mean, is there a special Kenku you're looking for? I mean, you missing a family member?
Yeah. It's family member.
Of course.
I heard came here and yeah.
Oh, sure thing, darling. Well, maybe you could tell me her name, and I'll see what I can do.
Kenku not really having speakable name, but they know for and then I give her the note. I show her the note I found, but I and show the CK to her.
You show her the note.
The CK. I mentioned CK. Do you know what I'm not sure if I have the note. So, do you know C and K?
C and K. Well, that's a little odd, I imagine. She kind of chuckles. I need you to make a perception check, please. And for also that is going to be for Ayul, since you are close by as well.
Oh, no.
Me too, because I'm watching that very closely.
Okay, you're watching all right. And Aspen, if you are intently watching this, you can do a perception check as well.
Let me check some here.
Oh, Tweets has a lot of perception.
I'm just staring.
I see everything, my friends.
Wow. When he brings out this piece of paper, this woman is good. She is extremely good. However, you two notice a little bit of a flicker of her eyes. She looks around the tavern very quickly the second that she sees this particular parchment. Just be aware of that.
Okay.
And she says, "Well, this is rather strange here, darling. I mean, those are my initials."
Oh, what your name, pretty bar woman?
Well, you can call me Kumara. Kumara Cragwin is my name.
Oh, nice meeting you. Nice meeting you.
And what might such a handsome Kenku as you? What might your name be?
Oh, me flattered. Yeah, I'm seeking for people that Kenku knows. Like that. I have to give something to the friend, and you know Kenku business.
Kenku business. Interesting. Well, maybe that K there means Kenku. You ever think of that?
Oh, yeah. Like that, Kenku having strange names.
So when did your friend So at this point in time, she's been gesturing towards some of her wait staff, and actually Artonis and Aspen, a server comes over and hands each of you a big old mug of water.
I'm drinking the water and
I'm gonna set it to
yeah.
the side for now.
This conversation is so awkward.
Can Ayul interrupt real quick?
You almost certainly can, as
All right.
you are also handed a mug.
Can I do something with the water? Like, would Arcana do something?
Sure. Do you? Well, let's figure out what you want to do with the water, and you.
He can do the thing with the water first. I'll wait.
Okay.
I guess I'm not drinking the water actually.
There does not appear to be any herbal supplements to the water, if that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, Kenko not liking herbal supplements, making funny lights.
So yeah, I mean, and she catches you eyeing that water too. I mean, and if you look up to her after that, she'll give you a wry little smile. Go ahead, Ayul.
I don't mean to be eavesdropping, but you two are not talking particularly quietly, and I heard you say that CK are your initials. So why would you try to convince my little friends here that the K might mean Kenku instead?
I don't know. A lot of people around here are names have CK as, and as one of her
Oops, sorry.
servants, one of her servants pass on by, and she stops this little gnome servant. She says, "Why don't you tell this good boy what your name is?" And he looks up at her and he says, "Yes, ma'am." Turns over to Ayul. My name's Coram Kevin. Nice to meet you. And she gestures towards the gnome, and he scuttles. There, you see?
Right.
Okay, it may be dumb to do this, but wait, I'm not doing that because it would be dumb.
Would I be?
I'm not mentioning the black rose yet.
Would I be able to interject?
All right. Can I
that's a
go?
smart thing not to mention that. Yeah.
Can I go to the beside the two who are talking
Go ahead.
and try persuasion and tell her that there's big things moving and it would be very bad to be caught in them, and she should probably explain some things if she can.
Okay.
So.
All right. So you come up and let's get that person.
Ooh.
Oh my. Please, why are you rolling initiative?
Accidentally.
Would I be able to interject with a comment to the
Yes.
Kinku? Aspen's been kind of watching this exchange happen, and he does lean over to Yeek, and you could open a tab with that gold. Yeah.
Oh, you mean giving a round?
Well, gold's quite a lot of drinks you could have stack up on the tab. I'm sure we'd be good for however long we remain in this city.
No. Kenku not liking alcohol.
But tabs could be for everyone, or at least everyone you trust.
Kenku not alcohol.
While this is going on, Ayul to the bartender.
Not good for you.
Aspen's.
As you are having that conversation, Artonis comes over and rather just kind of matter of fact lays down the facts in front of Mara, and she gives him a rather curt smile, and she leans forward and whispers just so only, or at least intentionally. Some others might overhear, but it's intentional just so only Artonis can hear. You have no idea how right you are. I suggest you all leave right now. And then she leans back. So, can I get anyone some? You all must be hungry tonight. We've got some best boiled eggs in the house.
Do you have any decent alcohol?
Adonis.
I think Artonis thinks that it would be best that we all leave now, go to our dragon, and see what we can do behind the what should I call it?
No. Kenku not
No,
leaving.
I
Kenku not
think
leaving.
we are leaving now.
But bar woman is nice.
So
Yes,
as-
very nice.
So you start
I
to
didn't
basically.
hear
So
what-
you're going to be having this conversation in front of her. Let's not,
Very-
let's not-
No, Artonis just twitches his head towards the exit and makes very insistent faces.
Why?
we do have a delicious mug of date.
You're cutting out, Eclipse.
Oh, let me go ahead and reset myself inside of done.
I think we're coming through just fine.
Can I make a perception check on the bar lady, like around her waist and stuff?
Along her waist.
Yeah, you know why?
Yeah. Nothing overt is coming out of this. She's just wearing just a normal smock,
She's-
green tavern clothes.
She's obviously a big wig, so she probably wouldn't wear one of those things.
Kenku is like standing up and say, Kenku has to go for little birds. Bar lady, where can I
use the little birds room, honey? It's right outside. It's right outside of our doors.
Where?
Oh my god, someone grab that Kenku and we leave.
Yeah,
You know what,
I'll
I
pick
am
him up
actually
and-
gonna do that. I was just gonna grab the Kenkyu and be like, "We're leaving. Goodbye."
And as you're leaving, you hear her say, "Y'all don't come back now. You hear?"
Uh-huh.
She's very obvious with it, like, okay,
And
we can.
as you are all leaving, you all notice that a lot of the heads inside of the tavern are looking at you departing and kind of giving some either sinister chuckles or just very disgusted looks. It feels a little off when you leave.
Not getting a very good vibe from this place.
Could have
All
at
right.
least let me order a drink before talking
All
to
right.
the bartender.
You had your water.
Kenko is saying, we were, this woman was suspicious.
Real quick, Zerum, you notice that the two men that are playing dice on top of the box in front of the cellar over there, both of them kind of pause and look at each other, like almost at exact this time. You don't see what's going on, but at the exact same time that they depart out this door, these two men stop what they're doing, look at each other. They kind of close their eyes and make a nodding motion, and then they continue playing their game as if nothing happened.
Why gave I gold to her? That was useless. My
So,
fight.
I'm gonna go up to the Fleeks' character and we can't always ask quick information before we scout out the place. We didn't even know what was going on. And I think
I, by the way, get rid of the disguise. Not. She said I'm Kenku, not Dakota.
well, next time maybe let Yul do this talking. And the Tabaxi like pets the Kinku to like reassure him. It's like you did a good job, but we should
I gave shiny.
not everybody's motivated with shinies as you are.
Eclipse.
Chinese if you don't want them.
I hate
Eclipse.
this.
As you all are having this conversation, a very intoxicated man walks through this courtyard, and he's holding a sloshing mug of ale. He seems to have stumbled down from another bar down the street, and as he's aiming himself towards the stairs to go into the scroll and the bottle, he passes by Yeek's stab and looks to him and just slurs, "Hey, always good to see more Kenku around. You're gonna do just great in here. I know it." And he continues to walk on by.
And I follow, and they say, like,
No, no,
like
you
in
stay
Kenku?
right here.
Up
You
to
like
the door,
Kenku?
he pushes the door open, and the door closes, and he disappears inside.
Dang.
He said other Kenku. Kenku is here.
Yeah. Before we continue, let me ask a question, Eclipse.
Yes.
Did the short rest restore my sleep spell?
It did not restore the sleep spell. However,
That is really sad.
well, no.
Yes,
You
spells.
have, however, you only cast the one spell, right?
Yeah.
Right. So you have 2 more spell slots available. So now you have 2 spells and 3 to choose from. You can choose Grease, Sleep, or Magic Missile. You can cast any one of them 2 times.
Ah. Yes,
Yeah.
then I have a sleep spell
You do
left,
have a sleep spell, yes.
I think I'm going to target that sleep spell inside there,
On the
and
Kenku,
then
or
no, inside that room with all the people that gave us very bad faces.
you're just gonna knock them out just for shits
Yes.
and giggles?
No, not for shits and giggles. I mean,
Now, just so you are aware, a sleep spell affects a certain HP, a number of hit dice.
so it will only affect until that's spent.
So, yes. So basically, I think like for your sleep spell, it is like 5 HD.
Uh,
Let me see.
It's a number of hit dice that you roll.
Yeah, it's the number of hit dice that you actually roll. So you're gonna roll 5d8, and let's say you get 20, and only 20 hit die worth of people or creatures will fall asleep.
how many are there?
Oh.
The thing is, there were a number of people in there. It will always target the people with the less hit die first, and then work its way up to the people with the most hit die.
Well, I assume that means that won't be enough.
Probably not. So yeah, you're thinking very good. I like that. You might want to wait to use that at a more specific location, however.
Probably.
Yeah.
Kenku.
All right. So I saw the dragon walking around. Is that what he's actually? Is that what he's doing?
The Kenku wants to go to re-enter the pub, but through the back door.
All right. You know which direction Zerum went.
Yes.
Are you going to go the same direction he went, or are you going to go the opposite direction?
Since Serum wasn't spotted yet, I guess that's a good route.
Not to your knowledge, you have no idea what's happening.
Oh, okay. I would have gone to the other direction where the Illuminati sign is.
Where the Illuminati?
Would you have gone to this window?
Someone, please tie the Kenku down.
I was about to say, the Tabaxi wants to like pick him up like a child who's about to run off into the candy store, and like, now hold on, Ael, Artonis, can I have a word with you out yonder? And I points to like where we entered this courtyard area, like to talk to like out on the side. And does anyone follow me over to? I'm carrying this like Kenku like a child.
What just happened? Because I just got back.
Basically Aspen's Yeah, Aspen, like,
You being carried like
he was running off, and I grabbed
Up again.
him, and the Aspen's asking everyone, like, nonchalantly if we can, like, discuss stuff outside of this tavern, like somewhere we can talk.
I never specified that I put him down after we walked out of the tavern, so
Oh.
I will say that I had passed him off to you.
Yeek is our party, like, kid. He's our, like, little Groot that we have to take care of.
It's just as bad as having a kobold around.
Let me see here. So I'm gonna pull everyone over here if anyone can see. We're like on a weird snap together grid thing. It's weird.
Oh, window.
I can fix that if you want.
Yeah, just because the maps aren't like fully even, so it'll help out a lot.
All right. That should fix it.
Freedom.
Yeah.
So where does Spot want to go?
We end up going around, so like by the trees, and hopefully not near any windows. I see there are some, but in the direction that we saw our dragon go.
Zaramov. So remember,
I can't move my icon.
An alley. This is still an urban setting. Think of this more like a shaded alley.
Okay.
There's other buildings off to your left and to the right and across the street.
All right. So when everyone.
Zaram just kind of watching and observing down the wall.
Oh, so we do see Zaram?
Yeah, he seems to be more hiding. He's like hiding behind a pile of boxes. He's kind of observing something along the wall further up.
Oh, my roll 20
gone
crash.
Yeah, it all went white.
That has gone white.
I'm just gonna reload.
Yeah.
No, my map went white too.
Oh god.
The world just broke. It broke the world.
No, I didn't mean to break the world.
So yeah, it's okay. I think it was just an arrow.
All right.
Yeah.
How's that?
It's loading
Yeah,
again.
everything is okay.
Okay.
But
I think the server had a hiccup.
So if everything's back now. So
Really,
if
it was my fault. I was trying to select the entire map as it crashed, so my bad. Sorry, guys.
I'm gonna refresh this because it hasn't fixed itself for me.
so if
Refresh it.
if Zaram's if Zaram's able to see me, I'd like to motion him to come along too. But as we're sitting there, so do you guys have a plan at all on what we're doing here? Or I thought we were gonna ask the one guy we had met earlier, and we we're a little bit booted out of the place now. So what's backup plan?
Backdoor.
My
But
plan was to mingle with the locals a little, drink some, and see if I could ask questions, but that kind of didn't happen.
And Zaram did see you, so he has arrived.
Yep.
And he is.
Zaram cautiously approaches from side.
well, we were supposed to meet you a little later, Zaram, but looks like we aren't particularly welcomed now.
Oh, what gives you that idea?
You're well in there.
What'd he say?
What gives you that idea?
Well, they are snob.
Yeah, but we should be able to get information from them. Usually dropping coin like that, at least in my line of work, is how you want to get noticed. Also,
I believe it is the layer of this black rose. In the back, there's two guards guarding what appears to be a cellar. And something happened a couple minutes ago where they both paused and seemed to nod to an unheard message.
huh? That might be something worth looking into. Io, Artonis,
Yes.
what is your
Can anybody knock out the guards so we can investigate? That's probably where we might be able to find their operation.
And you said there were only two of them.
Only two that I saw.
Hmm. That sounds very nice considering how many we
Sorry,
are.
my computer decided to restart.
Ah.
Okay.
It's okay.
Welcome back, friend.
Thanks.
So to explain, Zion almost just explained to everybody what he saw. Yep, the two guards and the message they seem to have received. No,
And there's like a cellar door, Artonis.
There are two guards that need to be knocked out, I assume.
And Aspen was kind of asking everyone like what exactly the plan is and how we're gonna, and also slightly scolding our child. Slightly scolding our baby
I
bird.
can use sleep, so that's for the knocking.
How does that spell work? And he's saying this in character.
Yeah, Artonis could make them sleep, right?
Yes.
It should work. And there's only two of them. How long does that spell last, if I may ask?
I will not fully understanding is going to interject with, wait, are we saying to put the Kenku to sleep?
As tempting as that might be, no.
But no.
There are two guards guarding a cellar door, and me and Zara might be thinking that's the hideout for the Black Rose, or at least wherever. And what was the name of the guy that like we were looking for before that we saw at the party?
The name of the individual at the party. Let me.
the person that bumped into.
Yeah,
And then.
Yeah, that was Duran.
Duran. I don't know why I forget that, because every time you say it, I just think of Duran.
Duran, and that's
Yeah.
the joke you made. Yeah.
I can't believe I keep forgetting that name.
Duran is that half elf that bumped into Zerum that attempted that cut his hair basically when he was in human form.
Yeah, and that's yeah, we might be able to find them in there. I mean, this place is obviously giving me the heebie-jeebies.
Did you see Duran in there?
I didn't really get a good look around.
To look, unfortunately.
We need to do something.
I picture me and Aul just like looking at the Kinku. It's like we didn't get a good look. We love our baby bird. Don't be mad, Fleeks. We love you.
Speaking of, I apologize for the baby bird squeaking off in the distance there. I do apologize.
Oh, the actual, but no, I was referring to Fleeks as the baby bird, not the actual. Oh, okay.
Like, I can barely hear it, so it's not an issue, so don't worry about it. It's much louder to you than it is to us.
Yeah, I didn't even hear it.
Zarum,
Yes.
the two guards you saw, did you see how they were clothed? Can we confirm about the night?
What kind of, can you give me a description of kind of what they looked like?
I think that was directed to Klebs, right?
Okay,
Yeah, that was
yeah.
done.
So you want a description of whom?
Of the guards. Because he's
Of the
asking me
guards.
what the guards look like.
The guards, yes, the guards themselves, they are human guards. They appear to be burly. Now that you
How are they
really
clothed?
noted, they are clothed in. They look like patrons. They look like patrons.
Patrons. Alright.
Strange. They
patrons of
look
the
like
tavern.
many of the folk that you might see within the bar itself, and just regular customers.
Now I just want to. Now this is with the knowledge of that perception roll of 8. This is what you got from that.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. That's what he
Yep.
saw. I don't need
That's
to
what
know
you
more
saw.
than that.
You saw. They are patrons, man.
So, in your own opinion, Zarum, would you
Definitely not
say...
guards.
Definitely not good. Would you say that the two are with the Black Rose or not?
I would say that, as far as I'm concerned, I believe they are. The strange behavior with the seemingly unheard message, the silent message, where they both suspiciously looked at each other and gave a nod to some unheard order. I would suspect them as part of the Black Rose.
That's very interesting because there were.
Knock 'em out. I say we knock them out and get in the cellar.
Yeah.
No,
They're obviously guarding that door.
Yes,
Here,
yes,
friend,
yes.
is why I was asking. Do you think we should dispatch them, or simply knock them out? Because if they are with the Black Rose and they wake
Well,
up, that
I
could
would
cause
rather
problems.
This-
a silent approach, not to alert who else they might be able to instantly send a message to, or those below in the cellar.
the
Dispatch them
sleep spell
quietly
only
so we
lasts
can
1
actually
minute.
get more information without disruption.
I mean,
So we have Artonis knock them out and then put an arrow in both their heads. Easy job.
um, Eclipse. Could I roll perception to see if there's any like barrels or crates that would fit 2 people inside of them?
That small,
Uncomfortably,
that
of
small
course.
So the answer is yes, but consider that you are right now in an alley. Do not let the trees kind of deceive you.
No, I
You're
understand that. I
You're
was.
in an alley, and those 2 guards are kind of hidden behind the building. But right now, yeah, there are some boxes and barrels. Like if you open it up, there's only a spoon and 3 gold pieces, sort of thing.
Um, what we could do. I mean, I'm sure we all have rope. I mean, we could dispatch them and then detain them and place them somewhere they can't get out.
With that word, I think Ayul thinks it means something different.
With dispatch?
Yes, I agree. Let's dispatch them.
Oh wait, now hold your horses there. I mean, knock them out. Because if they are working for the tavern and they're just hired goons, killing's a bit excessive. And but if they are the Black Rose, I completely agree. I don't think that if they wake up, I think we're in a world of shit. So maybe.
Sense of adventure, my friend. Just go with the flow.
I mean, I don't want to be just a murderer here.
Okay, they can send, at least receive messages. Maybe they can also send messages, so we should maybe make sure they do not wake up.
Exactly. Our dragon friend has the right idea. If they heard something, they
With
could also maybe send something, yeah?
with Aspen being able to cast message, he understands how the spell works, of course, being able to do so, right?
Both you and the Dragonborn understand how the.
Yes, and they can send a message even if they're bound and gagged.
Well, that may be true, but if they're beyond 1 foot of stone, a few inches of common metal, or do I look over and see any metal containers?
No.
Okay.
Nothing metallic.
We could
So put them to rest, and that will make
Put them to
things
rest?
all the easier.
And making fast. I'm not Kenku not wanting to stay here forever.
I was just suggesting maybe there's an alternative in case things go south and the place doesn't appear to actually be a. I mean, we're just looking for Duran. We don't want to. If it turns out this is just this could be an AA meeting for all we know down there.
Eclipse,
I do not think.
That's
Eclipse,
very
could I make a
Catholic of
perception?
these people. An AA meeting in a bar. I love it.
Yeah, it's really.
Eclipse, could I make a perception check for Thieves' Cant? Because if this is kind of an
I was wondering.
there may be another there might maybe other
Yes.
way-
Roll your
I am going to bet the only science you find is
So, what
stay
did
the
I
fuck
roll?
away.
Yes, please go to. Please do so.
give me a second. I do have to roll perception, right?
Yes.
Well, AUL, what you see, AA is an acronym for. No, I'm not getting into that.
Please.
Yes.
You don't see anything right here in this particular part of the alley near the front of the building, but you do recall when you were looking up at the sign to the scroll and to the scroll on the bottle, there was a symbol, there was a marking, and you go back over to it, and you walk up to it, and you look up. It's a little higher. It's a lot higher than you actually. You can't make it out, but it looks like a shadow mark. It looks like it's thieves' cant, but it's kind of like the difference between Mandarin and Cantonese.
Hmm?
It looks like it's a thieves' mark. You identify it as a thieves' mark, but it appears to be in a dialect or a kind of a language that you don't understand.
Oh.
You would have to take some time to really study and think about it if you wanted to guess at what it meant.
Yeah, I would take the time.
Well, okay, I'm talking about some good time.
Oh, okay,
Not,
okay.
not sitting and
I
looking for a
will.
minute. You'd have to sit and contemplate for like 30 minutes to an hour and be like, I think I got what this is.
So nothing really helpful, but I give the information to the other party member that there are shadow marks. So that's
Artonis says, I still think it means stay the fuck away.
Well,
I feel like our
on this being a trap, guys.
I feel like our mage friend is probably correct about that.
yeah, so it look like trap.
All right, so if we can't kill the guards, then why don't we knock them out, tie them up, throw them in a barrel, and go about our business in the cellar?
that's what I was saying.
Had that because they wake up after 1 minute, and then they can send a message, possibly.
So we can say
If they are bound.
mechanically that's what happens, but if you want to basically knock them out with the spell and then physically give them a concussion, you know, you punch someone in the face and knock them out, you can go ahead and do that. The whole concept is the magical spell will be gone in a minute. But if you give them a physical concussion to their brain, if you make their brain swell up with blood, that is not magical. That is not going to go away very quickly.
If we were to knock them out with a spell and then move them over to where our party is right now, wouldn't that be enough distance with enough material in the way that they wouldn't be able to send or receive messages anyway?
Yeah, like 120 feet.
Just bind them.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know how strong
Bind them
their
should
spell is.
prevent them from really being able to send any message either.
Yeah, and people like goers by, unless they see us unloading a crate, and I mean it'll be a while before they'd hear anything.
I'm gonna look now because I've been standing around so long that see if there's anybody watching them as they talk.
We're overthinking this.
No one
a
is
bit, I
watching
think.
them as you talk. However,
You know what? Why don't we just put a dagger into the base of their skull and have it done with?
oh my god.
Just thinking that might be a bit excessive. I just didn't want to get in trouble if this turns out not to be as.
I
As
am
for-
absolutely certain this is a criminal organization.
Can we go there in stealth and just look at them and maybe get
You
more
got okay.
information?
So if it's gonna be like a group like this, then yes, we'd have to stealth it up. We'd have to do some stealth rolls if that's what
We gather more information and then we will
I believe we have thought of
do the sleepy or whatever we come up with. So
do the sleepy. I like that. You do the sleepy.
I do the sleepy.
is everyone
For-
good with
I
wanna
think
know with this plan?
I think that we could scout it out and see it from there, and I suppose if you want, we could take them out your way, but hopefully there aren't too many consequences as to our actions.
I need everyone to make a perception check based upon listening.
Okay. How do you do that?
So basically, just you tell me if there's anything special your character might have to listen. Otherwise, it's just a general perception check.
Wait, so what?
I make on listen. I made 17 perception.
Whoa!
I think I stole all of Fleeks's like good rolls from the last game, because
Yeah, right.
he was rolling really well, and now
So Yeek, Aspen, and Ayul, as you are discussing what's going on, you hear from the distance of where Zerum was observing these individuals, you hear telltale sounds of a door closing.
oh shit, we should
Oh shit, we are too late.
Well,
That's a good thing, though.
no, it's not. Now we go into.
Guard rotation. It means we catch him off surprise.
Yeah, that's
We
true.
wouldn't have known who is in the cellar anyway, so I think.
When you, so Yeek, go ahead and make a stealth check.
I made.
Because I've got Yeek moving up, and
Okay,
I'm gonna take this as him moving up towards this place.
Okay.
I guess
But
if
I already made a stealth check before I moved, just to tell you the above there.
Okay, I see
Can you
that.
see
I
it?
see that. So we'll use that
So-
stealth check. So Yeek, as you move around and poke your beak around the corner, you see the two human guards that Zaram was talking about. They seem to be, at the exact time you take a look, they seem to be settling back down into their chairs and resuming their game of dice.
Oh, let's give information to group. They sit in chair. They sit in chair. I tell them.
Zaram, they
They
were
sit in-
already sitting in chairs when you were looking at them. You don't know what Yeek
Okay.
was talking about.
well,
But yes, they were sitting in chairs.
I suppose we should head up and get this over with.
Everyone good on the plan, and
I think so.
hopefully we can take them out. Agreed?
Agreed.
Read from me.
Yes.
Zion will start slowly trying to stealth back through and prepare to move towards the cellar.
Yeah.
Okay, Zaram is stealthing all the
Oh,
way.
can I have
Wow, Zaram, you
can I
are stealthy.
propose
elegant.
another idea? Can I
Okay.
propose another idea?
Well,
how
You're not
about
next
just
to us
approach?
right now?
How about just approaching the when I just approach them and ask them for the toilet?
You are more than welcome to, but you've got something needs to get done because you guys have been in this alley just kind of waiting for a while. What do we
Yeah.
do?
Okay, let's do it. Let's don't change the plan and let's go to them.
Can I get some clarification on what the plan is, since I am a little confused? There was like two
So-
of them. Which one are we doing?
So what the plan that I think we're doing right now is
Knock 'em
we're
out.
we're gonna take out the guards.
If things go poorly, we'll take them out.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
So the plan is to go up, knock them out non-lethally unless we feel like the threat is too great, and then we're gonna see if we can infiltrate what's in the cellar.
Also,
Okay.
Token base shrink slightly because it's like cubed.
What's that?
Tokens like massive competitive DS.
Oh yeah. No,
Because you're bigger.
Honestly, I kind of felt that was just because you're a dragon and therefore bigger than the rest of the
Yeah,
party.
because you'd technically be taking up like maybe 2 squares instead of where we would take up 1.
I'm not that size yet.
You've been eating. I told you, Zaram, you need to stop eating the cupcakes. Like we discussed this. You can't eat like this. You're a growing dragon, but you need to have good dieting. You can't keep doing this.
No trans fats, only whole fats. Fruit, vegetables with every meal.
You can certainly try to feed a dragon vegetables. It's not going to go well.
Nope.
If I lose a few feathers in the process, it's no harm done.
Hey, Julio, I think you need to make a stealth check too.
Yep, everyone's gonna
My
be
bad.
making it.
My bad. Doing it now.
This is not going
Nice.
to be pretty.
Oh, okay.
That is ridiculous.
Wow. Goddamn, dude.
Fucking hell.
Mother.
I-
I'm the one.
We know who's gonna get the guards first. That's for sure.
Okay.
So I can essentially stand here and it's fine.
Yeah, they like,
Yeah.
have no idea that you're even standing there. It's amazing.
They've been hitting too much of the sake.
Oh, come on, here you. There. We're gonna go ahead. See you. Okay. As you all are moving up, and Artonis, you get like kind of first choice on what you want to do, just because you rolled so extremely well. You rolled so extremely well.
Well, I do
but
sleepy sleeps.
no. Something else is happening because all
Oh,
of you,
boy.
as you moved up from the alleyway, that individual that kind of slapped Yeek on the shoulder and drunken and slurredly, "You're gonna do great here." has now appeared in the alley and is kind of tumbling and using the wall to hold himself up as he's moving forward down this alley.
Oh, wonderful.
He has not seen anyone yet, or really, he probably should, but he does not appear to have any, or to at least have very good cognitive abilities right now.
He's fucking plastered.
So yeah, just ignore that guy. Except. Can I make a? Okay, Atonis, it's your turn. Do whatever.
I think as long as he doesn't notice us, it's best if we sleep those guards, and then we'll handle him. I mean, he shouldn't be a problem.
Okay, so you're going to cast sleep on the 2 guards over there.
Yep.
Okay,
And can
roll your 5d8. So I think all you need to do is just click on the word.
Yes,
sleep,
just click this spell.
And I would like to make a perception check on the drunk person because Yeek for some reason knows drunk people. Looks at Ayu.
I want you to roll that perception check. And 19 HP of creatures.
Yeah, I'm 12 perception.
Let me read sleep real quick. Hold on a second. That actually might do something different.
Could I inspect the drunkard to see if he's actually drunk or if he's like...
I want you to roll that as well then if you're also checking that.
I'm gonna wait until everybody else does their things.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, it's just some drunk guy. I have the perception of this in the scene from Shaun of the Dead where there's the zombie and they're at the pub, and
Okay, here's
You
what
feel
here's
some drunk, Cletus?
here's exactly what is going on. Artonis, your spell goes off perfectly. These 2 individuals don't even know that anyone is here at all. They just kind of slump over on their box and they go to sleep. However, you hear a soft thud.
Yeah, I figured.
Inside of the door. It's distant. It's like it's at the edge of your spell. You know your spell is 20 feet from a place that you designate. You hear a soft little thud. At that point in time, Fleeks, you're generally certain this person is not intoxicated. You know what it looks like. You've seen Ayul. This man is not drunk.
I will approach the man like pretending that I'm not knowing what I know, and then I'm saying like, yeah, sorry.
It's good to see you again. I thought you'd be trying to go inside.
And then
let's go in together. You must be new.
I'm trying to knock this. Wait a second. Is the party okay that I'm trying to restrict this guy? Because I'm seeing.
What are you?
I'm handling fast because. Yeah, I need to stop because I'm pretty sure it's an assassin.
What are you trying to do to stop it, though?
Let me think. Can I? No, don't tempt me.
You are in full view. You're not in full view, but you are in an alley, and there is a street out there. So
I'm still pretending I don't know, and I'm going to and put on his shoulder and say like, "Hey, man, do you seem pretty drunk? Do you need any help?"
Yeah, and he seems to be gesturing, walking with you, and he sees the rest of the people as he's stumbling forward. Yeah. And
then I will. Can I try sleight of hand and steal his dagger?
You do your damn best.
Oh boy.
If you can do this.
That's good.
Okay. You were remarkably close to doing it, but you did not. He kind of playfully bats your feathered hand away. No. That's for when we get inside. Come on. You and your friends can come. Whoa, you got a dragon friend too. As it pretty much is what he says, a little louder than you for him to be saying as he approaches the group. Now at this point in time, Artonis. So let's pause. Artonis, your guys have fallen down and asleep. Do you wish to execute Order 66?
If that means put a dagger in their back, then yes.
Well, it means whatever you wish it to mean, but your guys are out for 1 minute, and you can hear this slurring human walking with your Kenku friend approaching you. He is loud. He is.
Artonis is having a very good expression, grabs his dagger and puts them into the base of their skulls.
Oh my god. Okay, so.
Oh my god. So
everyone, so this is what's technically called a coup de grace. Just in D&D terms, this is called a coup de grace. So let me just make sure that you do this correctly. Well, coup de grace is you have a free critical attack, basically, on them. So what this means, I think just for the basis of the story, I want you to make a attack roll. And if the attack roll hits, we'll let the coup de grace work on both of them. If it doesn't hit, then that means that the slurring loudness of this guy has basically jostled these two awake. And it might, I mean, you're still going to do some major damage to them, but it's not going to be an instant kill, okay?
Alright, okay, I'm doing the roll, but while I'm doing this, I'm looking very grimly at the drunk guy.
Yeah.
Wow. Could he even see the drunk guy from where he is?
Yeah, so you're gonna move around. So you're not even seeing the drunk guy. Basically, you're not looking at the drunk guy. You can see around the corner. You can hear him slurring as you move up, and you take your dagger out, and you perfectly in the base of the skull, thunk, funk, and these two are no more. They didn't even get a chance to scream. Zerum, you witnessed this. The Tabaxi, Aspen, you kind of have an idea of what your dragon friend is about to do, but you also have this slurring human walking towards you. You think he's just a drunk.
Yeah.
Can I knock this guy out? Like.
At this point, I would kind of like to do like a perception check, since everybody else.
All right, I will get your own perception check in.
All right.
Oh yeah, you see that he isn't drunk. Then.
Yeah, this guy, you've been drunk before. It's not like this. He appears to be looking
Eclipse is eating a leg of lamb or something.
I think we should be careful. I do not necessarily think that he's part of this, guys.
Yeah, I say to Ayul with blinking my eye, like, come, let us help our drunk friend. Come on.
All right, Ayul kind of walks over and he's like, "Hello, friend. You seem to be rather what is it? Not so I'm trying to think of a word.
Sober?
No.
You're not so sober. Don't let
I'm trying to think like how somebody would say something in broken English, like not so like balanced, I guess.
Balanced. You're not so balanced.
You don't seem to be so balanced, friend. Here, sit down. Let me help you. I've been here many times before. Do you need some water?
I actually want to ask you if I can tell this guy that we know that he's not drunk. And I wanted to click intimidation, not yet already, but...
And as Yeech says that, I'm stepping around the corner and putting away my bloody dagger, staring at the drunk guy.
You can see him wiping the blood off.
Zara is just gonna hide further in the crates and boxes.
As you start at basically the Aspen, are you moving forward as well or not?
Yeah, I'll because I'm like I said, I thought it was just this drunk, so I'll move up over here.
He's just drunk. As you get basically we're just saying that this grove of trees is basically like those boxes that Zaram was hiding behind in the barrels and whatnot. It gets more shadowy past this particular area, and once he gets there, and Ayul, you start to approach him. Fleeks, I need you to let's see.
Can I be trying to stuff these bodies in a barrel while this is happening?
Yeah, right. You might. You probably
what do
could.
you need me to do?
Fleeks, because you and Ayul both got this perception check on him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to allow this to be a stealth attack. Otherwise, it would have been. However, let's see how this works. Okay. Fleeks or Yeek, is your AC lower than 22?
Yes, of course.
Yes, of course it is. You feel this sharp pain in your side as a dagger rips into your feathers, and you take 5 points of damage. At the almost exact same time, the man's left hand jerks away from his chest, and a dagger is flying at Ayul. Basically, almost point blank throwing dagger. AC of 19 or less.
Oh boy. Hang on. Let me just go ahead and look at my thing.
Mm-hmm. You're lucky it wasn't a stealth. It wasn't a stealth, or correction, it wasn't a sneak attack.
Oof.
Yeah, I mean, we suspected that I was about to knock him out. So yeah,
So
that's
instead of rolling initiative for this, I will allow everyone to make a reaction, and then if he's still alive, he will go again.
Yeah, my AC is definitely lower than that.
I'm.
So
I'm ray of frosting his ass.
So you wipe off your dagger, and then you instantly see this happening. He tried to he zips out of the way. You get a good shot at him.
I make rapier and disengage. Rapier and disengage.
So
what happens to Ayul? You didn't specify.
Oh, my apologies. Ayul is going to get 4 points of damage as that throwing dagger lodges itself into one of your shoulders.
How many points?
4.
Okay.
And Fleeks whips out his dagger. So basically, Yeekstab takes out this long dagger, and the human dodges quickly out of the way, only to be hit in the chest by this ray of frost from the Dragonborn. And you can see icicles dripping off of him, and he's now got this kind of smile in his eyes as he's looking at all around at all of you. He's got another throwing dagger in his left hand, and he's got a very vicious-looking jagged dagger in his right hand. Zara, do you wish to do anything, or Aspen?
Yeah, I casted Vicious Mockery, so, like, looking back in the alleyway and seeing some serious crap happening, it's the thing you should learn to hold your drink, sir, and then it's the... I'm really bad at doing these, like, quick mocking things.
Oh, come on, really? Okay, the Vicious Mockery, he's a little bit intimidated by all of you. He thinks that he's got some from the guards. He doesn't know that they're completely done for yet. And once he steps aside and he sees the bodies of the guards and the pools of blood powering down from their necks, and he looks at the dragon and he looks at all of you, he is certain of his abilities anymore.
And he has disadvantage.
Take 2 psychic damage and lose his next turn.
All right.
Zaram, you are the last one that can do something. Before he doesn't get to go again.
I didn't realize Vicious Mockery did, like, the disadvantage and the turn stuff. Like, I thought it was just a d4 damage, and I'm so happy now it's a cantrip. I just fucks them up so bad.
Mockery, right?
It's what it is they must.
Oh, it's a disadvantage on the next attack.
Yes.
So Zerum, do you feel like doing anything?
Well, the thing is, are you saying that you said a reaction? That do you mean like a full turn,
You
or
can make a full turn. I'm not bothering with initiative for this because it's just a single guy, and he basically went first. That's my.
I'm gonna charge up, and I'm going to bite him.
All right, good luck.
Because he attacked everybody else.
Oh yeah. Oh wow! Yeah, you just barely got into him. You got a good chunk out of this guy, and you've got his arm, his left arm, with the throwing dagger, and he takes his vicious dagger in just this kind of a yowling scream, and he still has this kind of disturbing smile on his face as he makes this attack. And he tries to hit you. Does a 12 hit you?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so either. So the dagger strikes into your neck, into the scales of your neck, and finds no purchase whatsoever. And now the smile has finally.
I will be right back.
As he realizes this might not be. This might be his last night. All right, everyone can take a react. Everyone can do something. It does not really matter who. Zerum, do you want to just chomp away first?
I will happily chomp away first. I will completely bite him again.
Oh, and the vicious mockery again.
Yeek is searching the corpses of the warriors for gold.
Oh my god.
Yeek is like, I'm done with that. Okay. So between the vicious mockery and the biting and gnawing upon this guy.
Wait, hold on. Aspen just wants to say, "Ciao."
Ciao.
Because he's both Dragon Chow and it's a term meaning goodbye. So.
You know how there's a lot of that try to make PG rating where the damage and the bloody ripping and whatnot happens just behind something vicious.
Yeah.
So just imagine the camera has panned out and you can see the silhouette of this dragon just rearing its head up and moving down as blood splatters flies from behind, and Ayul is standing there just looking a little bit disgusted at this, or impressed. Who knows?
I'm back.
So between all of this individual is no more. A lot no more.
Yeah, Kenko has reason not to steal from this particular guy, but from the other two.
So,
Adonis just says, "Well, this went well. It would have been nice if you could have asked him some questions, though."
what just happened exactly?
We murdered someone in an alleyway.
So what happened exactly is the sleep spell went off at the same time an individual acting intoxicated came up, and he got the good stab on Yeek as well as you.
I'll be right back.
I'm aware of that. I was there for that. I was here until Zerum bit him. And
Oh yeah, Zerum came up and just completely gnawed on this guy. He attempted to stab his dagger into Zerum's neck, and it found no purchase whatsoever. And with another round of vicious mockery, chow, from the tabaxi, and another gnawing down bite, ripping of flesh from the dragon, this man is no longer putting up any fight.
So you fucking bored a guy. Got it.
Pretty much.
And Zarim just completely eviscerated him.
Yeek, on these two individuals, the only thing that you find some very good, some very nasty looking short swords hiding on the edge of the cellar. And there is maybe the equivalent of 2 gold pieces in copper and silver. There's the equivalent of 2 gold pieces sitting on the box that they were gambling with. There's also the dice, which in your trained eye, you know exactly what they're.
That was interesting.
There's also what? I didn't understand. Sorry. What? There was also...
They are loaded.
So the dice are loaded. That means that they are trick dice. So if you were to use these dice in a game, as
I
long
want
as no one finds out, you would actually gain an advantage in a dice game with these, as long as no one finds out.
Oh yeah, I take the dice. How many dice are there?
As for the individual that was just absolutely gored to death by Serum, there does not appear to be anything of note on this man. There's the daggers, there's a brace of throwing knives, there's a little bit of coin in his pouch, maybe a good 5 gold pieces tops. Aside from that, there's nothing.
I'm going to say that this is going to be good back at us because I think, I don't know, it looks very professional.
It does look very professional.
If Zaram's okay with it, I will take the throwing knife.
He's like, I can't swallow them.
I was gonna do that then. How many throwing knives is that?
So you find a brace of with the one that's embedded in your chest. There are 10.
I thought it was my shoulder, not
Or
my
your
chest.
shoulder. So with that one, it's 10. And I will go ahead and put that onto your character sheet.
I'm gonna grab a water real quick.
And I put the 2 biased dices on my...
Yep, so you can
right.
put the load.
Biased dices. That's a nice way to put it.
I like it. Okay.
Definitely assassins here.
Yeah, so
So now I'm a thief and a gambler.
And a forger.
And a forger.
so
Okay, so you are all standing about there. The body of the man that was acting drunk is nicely hidden behind these boxes. The bodies of the 2 guards are pretty much doing what you wish with it right now.
barrel.
Hey, Eclipse, I actually have a question.
Yes.
So would throwing knives count as a ranged weapon?
Yes.
So does that mean that my archery fighting style would give them a +2 bonus?
Yes, it does.
Sweet.
Yep. Sweetness. Yes, it does. All right. What do you wish to do?
Hide the bodies.
Entering.
We should not forget that there is a guy behind the door that fell. So we should take care of him very quickly.
So I imagine you're making this kind of like a quiet statement.
Yeah. I'm not yelling it.
Guys, we need to be quiet.
Kenku, on the body of one of the guards, you do notice a key ring, and there are 3 keys on it.
I take it, of course.
Okay. Just make a quick note. Key ring from the scroll and bottle.
Yeah, perfect.
So there are 3 keys exactly on it.
Okay, how was the location called again? Scroll and bottle.
Scroll
and bottle key ring.
Let's check
I
this.
wave it to the others. Look what Kenku got.
Those will be useful. Now let's check this door for traps.
All right. Who is checking for traps?
Not me. Oh.
I'm the Kenku, so I'm the thief. I'm the trap. Knowing, I guess I should do it.
Yeah.
Except somebody else wants to do. Do I have to make perception or investigation?
So not investigation. Investigation is inspecting an area for clues and stuff.
Okay.
So this right here is perception.
You're cutting out a lot.
Yep.
You are for me as well.
Yeah, for me too.
Advantage, okay. Advantage and perception. Not persuasion.
Not persuasion.
Wow,
If
nice.
there's any
Links, you are not only very certain that there are traps on this particular.
Sorry, you're cutting out a lot. Can you rejoin and join and rejoin?
Yep, sure thing, sure thing.
Can you join and rejoin?
I'm almost
Can you
like,
join and join?
All
I
right.
almost
okay.
think, would it be better for our whole group to just have like a private call, since those seems to be more stable than server channels?
That I don't know.
I mean, I know that for a fact. Actual private calls are a bit more stable than actual server channels. Do you think that would help any of our connection issues or not?
I think it's just with Eclipse, but also how do you just a private channel with this many people?
Let's continue the game.
Yeah, we can try it out.
All right.
Next time. It's a good idea to try next time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm not only seeing that.
You do not only recognize that there are no traps on this particular door, but you instantaneously know the correct key that is supposed to open this up, and just with a quiet little click, the cellar doors open, or at least the lock on the cellar doors open. It's beautiful. It's the way that you do this is magic.
I'm opening and target my my bow and arrow down there at the same moment.
Would Ayul know like what Fleeks's like condition is at the moment?
Yeah, you saw it, so.
I don't
yes.
remember though. So.
Yes.
What Fleeks? What is your condition? Like your current HP?
10 hit points, so I'm still fine. I have I'm bleeding like the heck, but I have still 10.
All right. Well, before we go down to the cellar, then I wanna do fucking cure wounds on myself.
There you go.
So let me just do that.
And I would like to
The door's open now, by the way.
Yep, door's open.
And I'm targeting with my bow down there, so.
I'd like to give Zerum my last bardic inspiration.
Okay.
Oh.
Because we're gonna be close quarters and
Alright.
fuck him up.
Clicking cure wounds doesn't do anything for me. Should I just roll it manually?
Yeah, go for it.
All right.
So it's not doing anything when you click on it?
No, it is not doing anything when I click. Oh, hang on. Oh, it's asking me cast at what value? Level
Yeah,
1.
you have to level.
There we go.
Nice.
Beautiful. You touch yourself for 10 points.
Now hold on, Eclipse. This is a wholesome family show. We don't talk about people touching each other on their streams. That's uncalled for.
All right, cool. So that fully heals me then.
Yeah, 10 is a lot. That was really good.
I think that was the best roll you could have got. No, you were one away from your max level.
I mean, still that full healed me, so whatever.
All right, so you open it up, and you do not see anything really at the base of the. You do not see anything at the base of the stairs. It is lighted. It is lighted as you go down the stairs. I mean, you can see there is a stone floor at the bottom of this.
Okay. Yeah, who wants to enter first? I giving you.
The one who can do the best stealth, I would say. And we should do it quickly because that guy probably isn't going to sleep much longer.
Okay, I'm doing. We are all doing stealth, I assume.
I can take a point if you'd like me to.
I rolled 17 stealth.
I guess I'll roll for it too. Sure. Why not?
Hey, Aspen, we're sneaky. We're sneaky today, Aspen.
We high five, but then make a lot of noise doing so. Oh God!
Okay.
Oh no!
I'm not going down.
You
It's a mistake that.
he slips down the stairs. Oh God!
Why is the feral dragon so sneaky?
Artonis, meanwhile, takes 2 steps, stumbles down the stairs, screaming.
He's like, ah, fuck, and then everyone's like, why did you yell that? He's like, I don't know.
I'm essentially cartwheeling down the stairs and tumbling into the room, and there's vases and glass little
You didn't even want
cabinets
to
and
enter. You didn't even want to enter, but you're somehow entering.
and I keep rolling, even though the laws of physics should have expended my energy already, but I still keep rolling and rolling and rolling.
Back and Black is playing like spontaneously. Just
Oh my
And while this happens, the freaking dragon shows off the rook.
Okay. So you enter. Oh wait. Let's go ahead and nah, screw it. You enter the cellar. As you enter the cellar, you notice at the base, near the base of the stairs, near the foot of the stairs, there's a man kind of rolling and groaning a little bit in sleep. He appears rather groggy.
You know I would do that, right?
Well, I'm not sure. Are you trying to pilfer him, or what are you doing with this man?
I'm stealing the stuff, and I made sleight of hand because he's half awake, I assume, and I'm looking for stuff in his
Would
pocket.
someone please put him out of his misery?
As you okay, interesting.
Who's the person, though?
You're not too sure. This is a random elf man that you have never seen before, and Fleeks is kind of going. Fleeks is going through his things. You find that his purse is heavy with about 10 gold coins.
I take it.
He is. He has a rapier and a dagger on him, on his body. And aside from that, his cloak and his clothing are very well to do. They look very.
I take them. I take the clothes.
There is also.
Well, you gotta let the party have some. Jeez.
What? What is that?
What?
Also?
There is a single glass vial on his body.
Taking that too. Taking everything. Taking everything.
Do we see him just looting this guy?
Pretty much. Can you have the cloak? As you're beginning to unclasp the cloak, he kind of, his eyes blink open. Huh?
Damn it.
So, what did I get before we continue?
You're getting a kick to the shin from the Dragonborn in a bit.
Yeah.
Can Ayul club him
So,
over the
wait
head
a second.
with
Wait a second. I need to know what I
You can
got.
draw him basically, and you can
got
make
10
it
gold,
non-lethal,
right?
Yes.
So, in the 10 gold, and I didn't
Gold,
get the elf
rapier,
cloak.
the dagger, and the vial. It's a vial of black liquid.
Why? I don't take the weapons. That's not worth
Okay,
it.
then you have the
The
vial.
vial. The vial. I don't know what kind of vial this is, right?
Not yet. You'd have to take a minute or two to investigate.
I wish we had our guy. Tianos would be happy, but yeah. So I have a vial of something and gold.
He was waking up, and then Ayul is going to take a club to his head.
Yeah, basically just like the end of his spear, the not sharp end, since I don't have an actual club.
Okay.
That sounds like an excellent idea.
This man is called Hampered. His condition is called Hampered. I believe it is. All right. So go ahead and make an attack roll on him.
All right. Should I just roll for the spear then?
Yeah, just roll for the spear, and we understand that.
I'm not trying to kill him. It's non-lethal. So.
Right. All right. Where is he? Oh my. You just kind of gently nudge him with the spear. You're like, hey. He brings his hand up and he's like, "Hey, stop it! What are you doing? What's going on?"
Can we interrogate this guy?
Meanwhile, Adonis is trying to draw his dragon dagger again.
Okay, oh god. I should point out that at this time, when you're down there, you can hear a little bit of conversation around this particular corner. With the knowledge of you can see the entire map. The conversation is coming from this direction over here.
Where?
So the conversation. So do you see where there's a little extra bar right over here?
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't see it, but you hear conversation in that direction.
Okay.
Oh, I think I know how you make these maps now.
How's that?
Is this Dungeon Painter Pro?
There is Dungeon Painter Pro, yes.
Nice. I had to. I know these assets, so I was like, wait a minute.
Can somebody knock this guy out so I can take the elven cloak?
Not a cloak of elven kind. It's
nice looking cloak. Okay.
So Ayul, you tried, and the guy's like, "Stop it."
You need to go back to sleep, friend.
Zarm's gonna just growl and then head bash him, like give it.
Jesus.
Make that as a bite roll. We're calling it non.
Head nut.
Yep.
Head nut.
All right, that one's good enough. You bonk him into unconsciousness. The last thing he sees is this giant silver dragon face bearing down on him, and he's gonna have hell of a dream right?
It's all just a dream. All a dream. You didn't see us.
And I'm obtaining a very nice cloak now, I guess.
Okay, you take the very nice cloak.
Yeah, I make a very nice cloak.
Stop for one moment.
There is you do recognize that there might be places over here to stash the body, or at least slump him up so he's not just kind of right there.
Well, someone put him there.
I guess Zam's gonna just pull him and drag him over there.
This has turned into a Metal Gear Solid game now.
Yeah, I know. Bling. All right, so basically we have him we have the body just kind of hidden over here.
Yeah, Artonis helps him plunk it somewhere.
You put what somewhere?
Artonis helps him plunk him somewhere.
So I'm just gonna slowly approach forward and try to get closer to see if he can eavesdrop and hear what's going on.
So it just appears to be a couple of people making, just talking in general. There's a little bit of light music if you listen well. Maybe someone just kind of lazily strumming on just.
Are we here?
In this general direction.
Do I know what instrument is being played?
Yep.
So, can Ayol come up behind the rest of the group and say something?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, so he's gonna come up behind the rest of the group and be like, alright, so our mage killed the two guards outside. Is it really wise to leave the guy just down the steps alive?
Well, it seems to be safe enough for now.
He doesn't have cloak
Just
anymore.
run him out of the way.
Right, he doesn't have a cloak, so he's gonna wake up so humiliated by his missing cloak, he's just not going to raise any alarm. Got it. Alright, smart.
A woman comes around. She looks at the four of you and the dragon, and just keeps walking this way.
Yeah, we are part of the growth, I guess.
Gosh.
This is where the after party is. Come join us.
So, can I look around the corner with stealth or something?
When you look around the corner, you see a couple of people. There are two people sitting at the bar. There is a bartender just kind of lazily talking to them, leaning on the corner, cleaning up a few dishes. And there are a group of 4 individuals over here playing cards. One of the individuals he looks like he might actually be out of the game. He's leaning back and just strumming on a lute. just kind of he looks like there's no money in front of him anymore. He's probably out of the game. My perception.
Oh.
Any word on where Duran is if he's over here?
You do not see the half elf. All of these individuals appear to be human or elven of some sort.
Hmm.
Uh,
But
we
not
may
ha-
wait. We may wait
again?
until the bar. Sorry.
So what is seen over here?
While you are doing that, you see the barmaid, or at least the what you assume to be a barmaid. She whispers something over in the barkeep's ear, and he kind of perks up. Dragon. And he kind of leans around.
Oh
He kind of
boy.
leans around. He sees the Kenku's eyes poking out at him. Like,
Oh boy.
Zerum, when you're looking over in here, you just see general supplies. It's so this little image this image I have up here, a bunch of boxes and barrels. That's essentially the same thing. It's basically a big locker of salted meats and a bunch of other jerk supplies and spices.
Yummy.
So what was seen as we're going down the corridor over in this direction?
I think we should go on the offensive. I think the dragon and everyone should go and stand and block that exit so that those people inside there can't leave anymore.
Are you saying this to
I
the
have
party,
another
or?
idea. I have other idea. Let me go in front and see how react.
So
how they
real
react.
quick, just real quick, Zara. So looking in that opposite direction, I saw you pointing over here. You see a few more boxes lining some of the walls. There is a rather large grate, just probably a sewer grate. You can feel some wafting air coming off of it if you were to get close enough. But it is less, let's say, cluttered in that particular area.
Okay.
Okay. Now what is actually going on? I hear the Dragonborn. He's like, okay, we got to get ready for this. And what is happening here? I need some.
So they spotted me already.
I'm
right?
just whispering to the others that we should not let the people move out of that room.
I would. Can I propose that I would move on here, up here, and tell them like, hey, I was supposed to meet a CM here.
CK.
You're supposed to meet who?
CK. I was supposed to meet CK here.
At that point, the music stops. You hear this rung, and everyone kind of looks around at each other, looks right at you, and busts out laughing. Every single individual, and even the barmaid is laughing, and the bartender just kind of gestures towards everyone like, which one do you want to see? Do you want to see Kalin? Do you want to see Cromar? Do you want to see Kevin upstairs? I mean,
one
be some of the dumbest news.
Kenku, they all have CK names.
Yeah. I don't know. Contact told me just going here.
Get
seeking
everyone
for
inside.
CK.
Get everyone here. Come on.
I ain't going fucking out there.
Oh,
They probably know about us.
Well, the maid, as she came out of the storage area, she did get a good look at all of you. Just walked on in.
Yeah, I'm just waving the dragon over here and tell him to like help block the exit.
I'm just gonna just growl for a moment and just out of sheer annoyance, just go. And disgruntledly comes over to kind of
They're a bit too
warily
many.
go into the light.
Aspen's just he's a scaredy cat. He's just sticking to the wall. He's holding like one of his instruments. And he's like, I ain't fucking going in there.
How about you? What are you doing?
Well, considering our position has already been given away, I was just gonna like casually walk in and just announce to the whole room, Does anybody have a good drink? I haven't had one all fucking day.
The bartender nods over at his waitress, and she grabs a mug. She grabs a mug from him and walks it over to you. And she kind of gives you this very coquettish look, and taps the mug to your beak and says, "Phoenix date on the house."
Thank you.
It
Finally,
smells,
some good service.
it smells very nutty, but damn, does it have a punch when you start to drink it.
And drinking, he does.
As that is happening, the individuals are going back to their card game. There are two individuals at the bar. They looked over, and then they look back at the barkeep. And the barkeep just kind of gestures over and says, "Oh, not the new recruits. You must be the targets of that Hidemark job. I see."
Yeah, but Heidmark was the one who did target us, right? Give me a summary. Heidmark
My
was
little friend.
incorrect.
That was the rich guy that invited us.
And then got killed.
The racist,
Yeah,
remember?
What's
But
that?
this failed. You assassin did not do good job.
Oh no, I think that was oh, what was her name?
Incorrect.
Incorrect. That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you killed
she-
her.
No, that I don't know. I don't get to listen to all the jobs that pass through here, but that's a shame. She had to go and fail so spectacularly.
Artonis remarks dryly that you probably shouldn't work with amateurs then.
Oh, the way I hear it, she paid good coin, and
How
she
much?
had
How much?
some. She had it in for you. 6 it was.
Oh. How much did she pay?
Now we're not going to be talking rates unless you want to hire someone. Although I must say it's very. You guys have a pair on you, each of you, trying to come into an establishment like the sword in the bottle, or the scroll in the bottle like this.
Well,
You do know what this place is, right?
Frankly,
Yeah.
my friend, I have no idea. I was here for the alcohol.
It is the layer of the Black Rose, is it not?
And he looks over at the dragon and raises his hand. He's got a dirty washcloth in this one hand and just kind of gestures with it. Well, you're getting close.
this is recruitment area, right? This is where I can buy one of you Black Rose.
Oh,
And then I
man.
show him the parchment we found, the note.
He turned.
Like here.
He turned and he grabs that parchment and. So it wasn't me.
I received this from man when I asked it for a special service.
You received this from whom?
Sorry, I won't say that. I forgot something. Sorry, that's stupid. Forget this. So yeah, we. Let me think a second. I wasn't thinking. The Kenku just mumbles words that don't make any sense right now.
Now that I think about it, how did you get in here?
Reframe that question.
We asked nicely.
We are all stealth in here. You do not.
He looks at the dragon, and the dragon
hire good
just
person.
kind of raises his eyebrow.
Hey, the dragon has a high stealth.
And Artonis just remarks, as I said, you should probably not work with amateurs.
And he gestures towards Artonis, and he says, "You know, that's very good advice, friend. I'm going to assume that you dispatched them in some way, and judging by there it is, and judging by the demeanor of your young dragon friend over here, seems to have some very interesting reddish stains on his teeth. I think I see what happened, but if they didn't have them in if they didn't have it in them to stop you from coming in, then I suppose you're right. We just have to find someone better. Thank you for following the weekend. Come on up, have a drink.
I hate you, assassin.
You hate what?
No, sorry, that was just a thought. Like, I hate assassins. I hate assassins. So yeah, how does this working here? Do I just place an order or?
So the two people at the bar, are you approaching the bar first? Who is approaching the bar?
I am approaching the bar most definitely.
Kangaroo is already there.
Zarm is staying exactly where he is.
Turnus
Okay.
is too, and I think Saram should really just stay where he is. And
And Aspen?
I'll be with Zerum.
Smart.
Like I'm just sort of slowly walking a little closer into view.
Two individuals that were at the bar, they step up and they kind of join the table over here, just sitting down. They grab their mugs and go sit down, trying to clear the way. Well,
as I sit down and tell the barkeeper that maybe we can have a little bit of a civil conversation and maybe we can leave without causing any more damage.
So you saying so you're saying there is still assassins wanting kill us. So you step.
Assassins? I have no idea what you're talking about, friend.
Let's
I
just
just
say
know that you were
you're
targeted by someone.
All right,
So
so
you-
Ayol's gonna reach over and just like kind of clasp on the Kenku's beak to shut him up, and is gonna be like, the whole time we've been here, there's death. We've been kicked out of the bar. We haven't really asked any important questions. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions, sir?
I have to go. I want to do the same. But yeah, do it.
Please go ahead.
Right. So we're looking for someone in particular. It was a half elf, if I'm recalling correctly. Ran to our dragon friend over there. He kind of gestures his head back to point at Zaram.
Zarm nods his head in return. Durin is the name.
Yes, what he said. Does anyone match that description?
Durin. I know that there was a Durin that was in that got caught pinching one of the guards a few weeks ago and was in jail.
Oh.
Do you just real quick above board? Does anyone remember what I had said about Durin?
That he was.
That he was
part of this.
released.
Okay, good. That Ingaret released him from the jails. Okay, good. So with that knowledge back in, I know that there was a Duran that got pinched trying to steal from one of the guards a few weeks ago. Aside from that, I don't know.
We were
Careful
told
what-
that
All of you can roll an insight check.
Ooh, oh boy. I like rolling.
Yeah, every single person roll insight because I'm assuming that Aspen and Zerum are definitely overhearing this conversation.
Yeah.
And blatantly using
Perception.
it again,
Nicely done, Zaram.
Oh, inside. Sorry. Oh
Aspen,
no.
your ears are actually beginning to be pained by this man playing the lute. You are so much better than him.
Yeah. Real quickly. So on my inside, it's gonna say 1, but it is a +2.
Oh, then I need to fix that. Got
Yeah.
it.
There's a few minor ones, but we'll go over it after game. I've been keeping an eye on them, so don't worry if I'll make sure I get them.
Oh my God.
But it doesn't even matter. It's technically it's a 22.
The two in the back with all the caution are the ones catching the insights.
Yeah, the two in the back, you're very observant, and Ayul is also extremely observant in this case. he seems to be enjoying lying to you. There's a certain amount of joy that comes into a person's voice when they lie and they know that they've got the upper hand, and it seems to be in his voice right now.
Oh.
How many people are in here?
So there is going to be a grand total of 6 people at this table: the bartender and the waitress, who is kind of she's busy just kind of idly fixing things.
I really have an important question, but I'm waiting until we are having uh, r- until we have dealt with the elf, because I want to know the whereabouts of another person.
Aspen looks over at Zerum and kind of nods of this. He like whispers in, and this smells like bullshit to me.
So, knowing what he does, I'm gonna have Ayul sort of like lean in, sort of like over the counter, with like drink in hand. He's talking specifically to the guy, not really whispering, but directing his voice at him. He's gonna be like, "Listen, friend, I know you're not telling me the whole truth.
You know what?
Now, I don't want to fight with you. Perhaps we could cut the deal."
Can I also lean in and do a intimidation roll and tell him that there's some drunk guy who walked around out there and was a bother. He's also dead.
You're kind of like
Okay.
25 feet away from the bar, friend, aren't you?
No, no,
No,
no, no,
No.
no.
That's
Oh,
not
sorry.
me.
That's
Wrong
Zerum,
voice.
not yeah.
Wrong voice. My bad.
There you go.
And Zerum, did you say something in return after I mentioned the bullshit comment?
That's because it is.
Oh, okay. That was really hard to hear you. And if to anybody that to both Artonis and Aul, I'm gonna cast at a time, like cast message to let them know that the guy was taking enjoyment in bullshitting you. But it'll be during their talking because it takes an action to do so.
Okay. So that message is being passed. You guys are on kind of edge. You are aware. And the conversation and the communication between Ayul and Artonis and the bartender is wrapping up in this. Uh, he looks to Ayul first and with that smile and says, "Yes, that would be very foolish to begin a fight in here. And
Yeah.
now you are certainly talking my language." And then he looks over to Artonis and says, "Just because we in here don't want to take up your bounty doesn't mean that we can't. Do not press us, dragon."
Kenku has a better idea.
I don't think I specified that I released your beak yet, though, friend.
I put your hand away, of course, because that's rude. So,
Roll for strength.
wait, I had an idea and it went away. Oh my god. So.
All right. Can
Oh man,
I want
forgot.
I want to use persuasion then and say if violence can't move your tongue, maybe gold can.
And no
They
persuasion
can
needed.
talk.
That's what he was getting on with Ayul.
But if they give,
Yes, Yeek.
yeah. I can. I say you step the people for the gold. So I have a bit of gold. So maybe we can make the deal. My little bird friend of Kenku money for you.
Ayul's just gonna sigh when he says "little bird friend." Just shake his head a little bit, take another swig of his alcohol.
He looks down. He looks at the Kenku and states, "I don't think it would be wise for us to take any contract with someone that's already targeted. Trust me, your bounty
Oh,
would need to be increased a lot more.
but
But
can I
with
buy?
that said,
Sorry.
if you are looking for some more information, gold most certainly does speak louder than your words.
Okay, in this case, that's what I wanted to ask. I don't want to give you coin for stab. Kenku doesn't want to give you coin for stab. Want to give for information. And do you have? Uh, he shoves 10 gold coins to the guy. The gold coins he just stole from.
You're trying
And
to make the guy rich? Jesus.
Yeah, right.
so 10, that should be enough for single information. Then I whisper to him like, "Do can you tell me if you have any Kenkus in your group and where they were about? We have to talk. I have to talk."
He looks at the gold and he wipes down the table, and the cloth goes over the gold, and gold disappears with a little bit of sleight of hand as he's wiping down. He looks over to the players at the table, and he looks back to this group and he says, "You would certainly not be the first Kenku to find its way down here. I doubt that you would be the last, but
Hmm? Hello?
I don't think
Okay.
that information is important right now."
Oh, I would like to meet.
I'm fairly certain that that a meeting will be arranged for you if you don't do something about your contract soon.
Oh, so
If I'm not
is the
mistaken, Ingaret already messed it up.
oh,
And
yes,
she,
yes.
as unfortunately to my ears, sounds like she's paid the price.
Hmm. So you telling me we will meet the Kenku?
I'm telling you that anything is certainly possible down here. And you all are very distinctly aware this individual has not said yet anything regarding the word assassination, kill, Black
Mhm.
Rose. He has not mentioned anything of that sort yet.
Yeah. They are very
Seems
secret.
very intent to do so.
So he looked over to the table. Did my Kenku notice that?
Yep.
Can I make an perception check on the table, or do I need even to do that?
He sees you eyeing the table and he says, "Oh, a little bit of a gambler, are
Yeah.
I'll tell you what then. I propose a game of skill."
Oh. Yes.
I like where this is going.
I don't. This is gonna end badly.
I like where it's going based off things that happened earlier.
Oh.
Yes.
He fingers the. He takes out of his out of a pocket on his chest a dagger, and he points over in this direction at a throwing board. And he flings his hand at the throwing board, and the dagger almost perfectly hits the bullseye from this far away, from a good 40 to 50 feet away.
Ooh.
And he looks at that with a smile and says, "I think we should have one of you try to be one of us." And he gestures around, and the individuals look up again and kind of chuckle.
So Ayul is going to lean in, having first been the one to ask about brokering a deal. And he's going to say, "Right. So you want to have a little challenge. You want to have a dart game with daggers. Am I understanding you correctly?"
How about this? We take 3 games. If you win one, we'll give you any information you want. If you
Can't be good.
lose one, then I think just might increase that bounty on you. Will you give it a shot?
I'd like to cast a message to each one, starting with Yeek, Aul, and then Artonis, saying, "I don't think that's. I think we're better off not joining in that little bet of theirs. I think this is rigged. This isn't going to end well."
Tell you, and as that is coming out, you overhear him saying, "I'll even tell you where Duran is."
What is? Duran?
Can we?
I
Can
want to
we-
do it actually.
For each of these challenges, can we select a different person from our party to compete in each different challenge?
Certainly. But we will also be choosing from us. And the 6 people at the table just kind of grin and laugh and chuckle as they look over at everyone here.
Can I make an intimidation thing on him?
You want to
I have an
intimidate
idea.
him? Into what?
Yes, I will
What was
tell
the
him.
Good
goal?
idea, but
Don't dare to cheat. I want to say him that I know cheaters, and I wouldn't recommend him to cheat.
I'm not going to deal with the intimidation roll on that. Just by virtue of
Yeah.
of who he is right now, and he smiles. He smiles down at you. And says, "If I were you, I would do everything in my power to win." So, I propose. We will propose one game, and then you will propose the second. We'll see who
I will do the
proposes
second.
the third.
all
First
right.
game. Daggers.
Let me consult this with my group if that's all right with you.
Very well.
So Ayul is gonna pull the group together and we're gonna consult this then.
Okay.
Yeah, the Kengo says, let me take game 2. Game 1 doesn't matter.
You notice
So-
that he is also conversing with the table as well as the barmaid is cleaning up around the table.
As we group up, the bard kind of rushes over and says, what on earth do you think you're doing? We could lose this. I mean, I think we're a bit over our heads here. I don't think this is what we should be doing.
We could lose this, yes, but it's better than all of us getting murdered, right? And it is a game of chance. If we lose, the bounty goes up. We might have to deal with more assassins.
If we win,
don't
we
build
might
on the
be able
spot.
to figure out who put the bounty on us and what is the reason for it.
Yeah, we need to play.
And Aspen's like kind of skittish, like, yeah, but I mean, they're probably gonna cheat, and I think they're a lot better at it than any of you guys, and I just don't think this is the right call.
Listen,
Don't worry about you. Oh, sorry.
I'm an archer. I'll go first on the darts. I'm confident in myself. If I fail, oh well. We choose the second challenge, no matter what, right? And I think our friend here, our rogue, he might be successful in that challenge.
The second
Hopefully,
challenge. Yeah.
hopefully, if things go our way, we can pick the third. As far as I can tell, there's only one other bard here, and I think you, my friend, might be better than them.
I suppose that might work.
Eclipse. Sorry. How many games can we pick ourselves? It would just be
Right
fair.
now, right now you're only picking the second.
So we have to make sure we get a fourth because I have an idea.
Okay.
So that's the thing I would recommend because
I suggest winning the
Sarum.
first 2 games then.
yeah.
So maybe when would we want to the bard off?
Hopefully, it could be the third, is what I was assuming.
You
If we
hear
get
a
lucky with the first
dagger. You hear a dagger whiz by you and clunk into the far wall as you see the group of players on this table standing, and the barkeep is just kind of gesturing. well.
We
Does
will
that
take challenge.
All right, I'm gonna like grab Yeek and pull him back into the group.
As he yells that, and I look over to like Ael and Artonis, and like he's getting out of hand. he's just shaking the Tabaxi's a bit scared right now.
Just let us do it because it's game time, you know.
Our Kenku
we
friend
are
does
only
not.
having-
Our Kenku friend does not speak for the rest of us and to the rest of the group. Do the rest of you agree with this? Are we okay to do this challenge?
I see it as one of our best options to get information. I doubt, with how things spectacularly seem to have failed, in the bar above. I
Well,
see this as our best chance.
To make this quick, everyone in favor of it, just say aye. I'm an aye of it.
Aye.
That sounds like the majority of us. Yes, we agree. We'll start this now.
He stands 40 feet away. All right, he stands 40 feet away right here. And
Perception check.
instead of saying what he's going to do, I'll actually roll for you. He takes out a dagger from his chest, from a pocket on his chest. Oh my god. And I want you to essentially roll your attack, your ranged attack with a dart, or one of the throwing knives that you have. If you wish, you can use one of his.
Where would I find that on my sheet here? Because I do not have.
Oh goodness. Did I not give you the knives yet?
I don't think so. I'm looking at my attacks and spellcasting, and I do not see the knives
No
on me.
problem. I didn't give you the knives yet. I'm sorry. I was busy up with something else.
That's all right.
Nope, it's not a problem. So what I'll just have you do is click on the longbow. Use the longbow.
All right.
So are you going to use one of your knives or one? He's offering one over to you.
Use your own.
Yeah, I was gonna say that there's.
I'm gonna use one of my own.
Okay.
Nice.
Nice.
He shrugs as he looks at you. I guess I underestimated you. This first round goes to you, friend. What do you choose for the second one? And everyone gives a slight little bit of applause, like they're genuinely impressed by it.
Nice. I would like playing a game of dice.
Game of dice.
Do we want him to do that? And I look around.
Does the rest of our party like know what Yeek has pilfered off of the two guards outside?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I wouldn't know.
Just trust me. My luck is good. Bird luck
Is
is
it all
good.
right with the rest of you if we make a quick little meeting with our group and consult on this?
Time is money, friends.
Time.
It is. Sam looks perplexed and uncertain, but it's like, it is alright with me. I have no better challenge if he feels confident.
I would like to consult, but I do have faith in my Kenku friend. I trust him.
I am just lucky. This is just game of luck. What can go wrong?
You had to say that. I was almost okay. Now I'm scared again.
Okay, so they clear a table, and Yeek, he points at you and gesture. The bartender gestures around the table, and who would you like to play against? There does not appear to be anyone overtly different or better than the others, but I want you to describe the person you are playing against.
You want me to describe? So invent my own.
Invent your own person, a human or an elf. The individual you are going to play against. Just give a quick description.
I'm playing against that that pretty tiny black-haired guy that seemed to have to lost the game beforehand.
Oh, playing the lute.
Yeah, the one who was like depraved of everything he had.
You have pointed at the guy, and when you do that, the entire group just kind of chuckles and laughs. They're not as stupid as you look. And the guy with the lute just kind of.
Yeah.
And he gestures you to come up to the table. All right, let's get this.
Yeah.
What's your game, bird?
So we are rolling two dice, and to make this, show me your dice you have first, please.
So liar's dice it is, and
whoever throws the biggest score wins. Simple as that.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
All right. And that very well, I accept. And he takes the
Also,
two. Yeah.
As a side information for you as Dungeon Master, I force my dice to roll really low because what follows next. So
okay.
So, but
so your advantage
please
will
put
be
your
for the So your advantage will be for the number that you want, basically.
So the lowest number possible.
That's okay.
So and I tell this guy. So but I would like to exchange the dice with you to make sure nobody's cheating.
He kind of laughs and says, "We'll both use the same dice, if it's all the same." Do you want to use yours, or do you want to use gestures at the dice?
Damn it, he's not a stump. How about you're taking one of your dice and I'm taking one of my dice, just to make sure.
If you do that, you're taking away the advantage.
Oh.
I mean, if he's cheating, he doesn't get an advantage either.
Cheating is not. Cheating is not. The bias. So can I change the bias of the
dice? Not really. Not right now. They're gonna roll high.
They're gonna roll high. Okay.
They're gonna roll high.
So that means we both win the whole time. or I haven't. Yeah. He doesn't know
they're
that.
Loaded dice, so they're gonna roll high, which means that basically you're gonna roll a d20, just a regular d20 with an advantage, and whatever the highest.
He doesn't know that. He doesn't know that.
And you don't know that the dice on his table are loaded as well. So.
Oh yeah, so yeah, we are using my dice, so I have an advantage.
So we're using your dice. So let's go ahead and roll.
Yeah. Dice 2 dice 6. 2 dice 6.
You're gonna roll 2d6 with advantage.
Okay, give me.
Oh boy.
Sorry. But I can. How can I do that?
So just type roll 2d6. Oh my god.
Oh.
That was
I didn't do that. Sorry. I didn't want to click.
Okay.
I don't even know how to roll with advantage. Give me a second.
Okay, I just want you to type this / roll.
What?
So go ahead and type this. I'm going to type it in for you. Go ahead and type that without the quotations.
Okay.
And then just do that twice.
That's so bad.
Okay, do it again. My highest is 7.
No.
Ooh. And the group kind of applauds their friend as And some of them just start mumbling, "Wow, maybe you might be back yet." He tells them to shut up and all that. And then the bartender looks to the little Kanku and says, "Huh, 1-to-1. How about this? You choose the game. You choose the game. We choose which of you plays it."
Oh damn it! Damn it!
Oh,
I would
boy.
have suggested arm wrestling with the dragon.
And Zerum does have inspiration still.
He does, and they do not know that.
Yep.
A singing contest. Now then they would probably pick Yeek. Let's think about something they can
Get
win.
together with your friends.
What? All right. Well, what's something that we're all equally equipped on doing?
We get the moment to collaborate with one another, correct?
Of course. The bartender walks over to the table, and they're all. And you can hear idiots. Oh, they're gonna die. We're gonna get so much money for them. Just kind of random statements about how you're gonna lose.
What is something that all of us together do equally as well?
Friendship.
Okay.
I appreciate your input, but now is not the time.
It's like the Planeteers, and Yeek's just the heart. I mean, we kick ass pretty well.
We're all having Nodisa together. Maybe we could use Nodisa, the information about Nodisa and stuff.
What's with Artonis?
Trivia contest!
Trivia contest! Yay! And we ask questions. Repeat.
He's thinking that might not
Quiz.
be a bad idea.
Pub quiz. We know information they can't know, but how can we verify that those are true then? Huh? Oh.
Yeah. Aspen is actually going to pull Artonis to the side to talk with privately, if the group is okay with that.
Go for it.
Quick though.
So I quickly pull Artonis to the side. It's like, this is going to sound a little crazy, but if things go south, I think there is a way to get out of here if they're more skilled than us, but it's kind of a really dumb idea.
Okay, tell me more.
Would if we get backed into a corner and it doesn't look like we're going to be having enough strength to take these guys on, I mean, there are a few dead bodies out by the entrance, and I mean, if you cast any magic on the symbol on either one of our instruments and weapons, that's going to make a big boom, and it's going to give us a chance to get the hell out of here.
That could be an exit strategy, but it will also affect us, don't forget that.
Yeah, well, I figure we're a little more equipped for dead bodies than they are, and we actually know where the bodies are, so if they follow us, more than likely they'll get out of the barrels, and who knows? It's enough chaos, but this is a bit of a really dumb idea, and I don't think much of us care about the people in this establishment, so it's just sort of if nothing else, that's sort of the last idea I have.
Just keep in mind that if we probably ended like that, our bounty will be increased. I can't hear you, but just.
Yeah, I know. It would just be like, well, if they were gonna kill us anyway, fuck it, fuck them. Let's drop that magical nuke.
Can we? I have idea for game.
And me and Artonis would come back after that.
Can we coin chipping?
Coin chipping.
Like into a glass, from the table brink.
You wish to
into a
flip
glass.
a coin into a glass, you say?
Wait, Fleeks.
That's what I'm saying to my people, not to.
Oh. For this is out of game. I thought you were gonna do the that
game, but to you, to the party, not to the bar.
No, I'm saying what I'm saying out of game, Fleeks. I thought you were gonna suggest to do that one like that that glass of water trick from JoJo Part 3. I thought that's what you were. I thought that's what you were gonna do. Yeah.
Okay, can we do that? Do we want to do that?
I don't know what you're talking about, unfortunately.
Okay, hold on. So could could my Tabaxi with his knowledge of like stuff that he's seen at taverns talk to Fleeks over an idea with the glass?
Well, I would like to move this on relatively quick.
It's okay. So what it is
I do want to finish for you, for everyone, within the next 25 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. I work tonight.
The rules of this game. The rules of this game is that you have a glass of water, and every one after another puts a coin into it.
It raises the water.
If the water goes over the brink, the one loses.
But there's enough water tension to keep the water in. And the cheating trick is that there's like a piece of chocolate or something that melts over time that's underneath the glass, so it puts it up enough to where the water tension, you can fit one more coin in.
Right.
Because if...
I think I'd like to try something more straightforward.
Okay. We'll need to do this in later games, Fleeks, like another time in the campaign. That's great.
Yeah. I can prepare for that next time, but right now, a more straightforward game. Otherwise, they will cheat.
Okay, let's make a foot race then, because I think we are all fast, right?
Oh boy.
This would be good.
And the foot race is straightforward, so it's just athletics.
That might work. I mean, we're all...
We could try to do a leap, see how far somebody could leap.
The running might actually not be a bad idea. There's a big enough hallway out there, and many of us are...
What stat would like running like a foot race govern exactly?
You could do like something like athletics.
Athletics and movement speed.
Athletics.
Yeah, athletics would be something like that. So it would be basically an athletics skill check.
And we could make it a relay, so two of us have actually to run. So we have a better chance.
Sure.
I guess we could do that.
So you turn around and you tell him you want a relay race.
Yes. With two people of each
and
group.
he says, I like that. Only, let's make it more interesting.
Oh boy.
Everyone that's going to run is going to take a drink of our dragon's brew first.
So I'm just gonna slowly tilt his head at the name of the drink.
Oh, Kenku does not drink.
And he looks to you. Don't worry, my scaled friends, you and Artonis. No actual dragons were harmed in the drink. It's so named because it packs quite a punch, if you know what I mean. And
I'm not worried
all
that
the
dragons were
barflies
pleasured.
chuckle and laugh and just mechanically, this means we're going to make a Constitution roll and a athletics check.
Yeah, who has to do it though? Because they get to choose the players.
They are going to choose, and remember, they are going to choose.
Yeah.
So, with that said, what do you guys think? And they look around and they point at Yeek and like, it, and he gestures towards Yeek. Looks like you get the joy of running. Oh. And he looks at the dragon, and gestures towards Artonis. And you.
Artonis, we can drink now, Artonis.
What?
Oh boy.
We don't have a choice anyway.
Why me? Why me?
I was gonna say it would have been great if they picked Aspen, because remember how he can like double his movement speed. I was like, damn.
So two of their people step up, and they walk over to you, and everyone is just just kind of laughs, and the bartender comes over and she hands you two goblets. So Yeek and Artonis, you are gestured towards on a plate. There are two goblets with a very strong smelling drink inside of them. You see that the same two goblets have also been given to the two men that have been chosen for this task. They slam them down quickly
Oh,
and
damn
laugh.
it.
They kind of clink each other's glasses and they throw them down onto the ground and look to you.
I will make a sleight of hand action.
Oh, sleight of
Because
beak.
I want to let. I want to drink it. I want just to. I don't know if it's possible, but I just want to pretend I'm drinking it.
That's going to be a really impressive sleight of hand if you can. Give it a shot. I'm going to put the DC
Okay.
of that at 20, though, to be able to keep it in your beak
Okay.
and dispose of it before the game.
Oh, damn it. I have it in my beak, so I guess I have to drink it down now. I guess. Hello?
Yep.
Could I make some sort of cantrip, like, I don't know, predestination
Yeah.
to change that stuff into something else?
You want to try and change that up? That would also
Without them noticing, I mean.
that would also be kind of a sleight of hand, though, in this case. So
Sleight of magic hand.
sleight of magic hand. Let's see if you can do this concealed. If you can.
So what would I roll?
Yeah. So for
Sleight
this,
of hand.
for you, let me see what I would do. This is more going to be do an Arcana check. Let's see if you know
Okay.
if you can hide.
Let me see. Where are
It's going to be a little easier for you. This is not actually for you to do.
Arcana.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You are easily able to cast a cantrip. The fluid itself, it's you're going to be able to dilute it with a little bit of extra water has been put in there as you're drinking it down. So I'm going to take away your required Constitution check.
Okay.
Stab. I want you to make a Constitution save.
So the sleight of hand, I couldn't even prevent because it's I couldn't even prevent a bit of it to go in.
No, you did not. So basically, your reflex was that once this strong
So
brew.
constitution, I mean, I have not a good constitution. So I just click on constitution,
there should be
right?
a Constitution save in the top left part of your character sheet.
Give me a second. Where is it?
Yep.
Top left, you say. Top left. Where's
So
left?
it says saving throws.
Where?
So right to the right of dexterity, it says saving throws.
Oh, yeah.
click
I
the
see.
word-
Okay, I would have clicked there. So yeah. Okay. Constitution.
I love doing this, by the way.
13.
All right. So you actually make your save. So you are not going to be at a disadvantage on this. Okay.
Nice.
So everyone at your the ready. First off, Fleeks, you are going to roll an athletics check. So I want you to just click the word athletic.
Can I make an acrobatics instead? So I'm trying to.
Not acrobatics, I'm afraid. Athletics.
Okay. Oh, not bad. For me having -1.
Oh, wow. You managed to get the guy. You bolt down the alleyway. You bolt down this passageway, running straight for Artie, and you almost lose sight of this guy as he stumbles off the start line. Artie, go ahead and roll yours. Athletics.
30 speed, man.
Ooh. All right. Artie, where's your roll?
Wait, what more was I supposed to do?
No problem.
Athletics.
athletics roll.
Athletics. Oh. God, my glasses are. Athletics there.
Not a problem.
Oh no.
Damn it.
Oh,
Ah.
Ouch.
Well,
I
Artie,
kind of feel like he should explain what happens to him after this.
I definitely want Artie to explain how.
How you?
I I guess I just my limbs just start to flail wildly, and I roll in a ball of destruction. I
Artie,
roll
I do
around.
want to point out. I do want to point out. You do have an inspiration. You do have an inspiration card if you wish to use it.
Oh yeah.
actually, I have a perfectly inane inspiration that I'm gonna give to him.
Okay. Sea legs. Technically, okay, fine. Artie, I will allow Azaram to use the sea legs inspiration. Your extra bonus, so oh my god. So your extra bonus action is going to be another D20. So let's do another D20 roll on this
On athletics, right?
on athletics.
All right.
Choose two, so he could actually technically do two, but
At
everyone's
an
I'm going to
advantage.
use that dash action at the end of it. I'm going to I'll talk about that.
At an advantage, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So just roll another D20.
just
on
roll another one.
athletics again.
So you got a 6.
Interesting. So here's, unless
That
you
is-
wish to describe what happened, I will go ahead and describe. Would you like to?
17
just-
plus 6 is more than the sum of the other ones we raised.
And that is true. But so I'm going to say that you won. However, do you want to describe how you won, or would you like me to?
I'll leave you the honor. I think that should be someone who's not going to be embarrassed by it. Hello?
Hello? So
Hello?
oh yeah. It's only 1 point of difference, but with with a saving jump, RD somehow managed to get a nose length before the other one from the Black Rose.
So
Whoever they are.
I never said they're from the Black Rose.
Yeah. Whoever they are, and
So you
managed
won by a
to
snout.
yeah, he lays flat on the floor with the snot over the winning line, like so.
When he falls flat on the floor with his snout on the ground, he managed, cross the line just before the other individual's feet. You can hear, so everyone's watching. A bunch of some people are applauding for Tonus, some people and Yeek. Some people are no, you see gold being passed between each other. And most of the people, however, just thought it was a very entertaining race. They didn't care how it ended. They didn't care if you got a higher bounty. They didn't care if you got the intel you wanted. They just thought it was entertaining. And the bartender comes over to you and sticks his hand down to gestures towards Artonis to help him.
Yes, well, Artonis takes it and says, "There goes the whatchamacallit, no, I forgot the word.
Well, so you take his hand and he pulls you up, and he just he's got a smile on his face. This elf has a smile on his face, and he says, "Wow, if only my wife upstairs could have seen this. That was fantastic."
Yes,
Well,
it was. And
I
it's the
promise you-
dignity. There goes the dignity of the mage. That's what I was
The
looking for.
dignity of the mage. As if he had any to begin with. He says, "Well, You won fair and square, and I have to say I am impressed at all looks towards every Zara and the Arakora, the Tabaxi, and all of you. What is it you wish to know? And then he kind of looks over and he looks under the barrel as he's standing over here. He kind of looks under. He looks to his right and says, "Oh, so that's where Carlos went off. I take it that's your doing as well."
Possibly.
Well,
At least we didn't kill him, all right?
What is it you wish to know, friend?
Well, you did say you would tell us where Duran is.
That would be a thing we would want to know.
Gestures, yeah, and as you're standing, so now everyone's standing, and he gestures towards this direction and he says, "He's with the Order of the Black Rose."
suddenly, Black Rose. So,
I would be
God
very
damn.
careful on how loudly you say that.
you cutting out again.
I think it's just the microphone. I don't think it's a connection issue.
No, it's not. And like I heard it perfectly clear.
Yeah, go
that might
closer
be
to the microphone.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think it's the mic, not the connection.
Yeah.
He gestures in that direction and says, "I'd be very careful of how loudly you say that, though."
Which direction did you gesture in?
He gestures towards the sewer grate.
I don't have to
In the
move.
bottom left is the sewer grate.
In the bottom
Is
left.
this
Okay.
where I may I find another Kenku there?
Huh.
Just as a-
You'll find some, my friend. You'll find some.
Some,
Yeah,
as in many Kenku?
Yes.
There will
Oh,
be.
let's go.
We found that Kenku seem to enjoy this line of work.
So who has put this bounty on us? Who wishes us dead?
I think we already know the answer to that.
Yeah,
but,
that was our vinaigrette.
She,
But
in a
there's-
Gretch,
Yes.
I was not the one who created the bounty against you, but Inegret, she was one of the guards who she's locked a number of us up, and apparently a few days ago, after that event with the Eye of Alanatar, something happened. Someone died, and she blamed you for it. So she used her contacts to get to us, and she released Duran, and we told her and gave her some of the things that she would need to pull the job off. She didn't offer us enough to do it on our own, but we gave her the skill. We gave her the items that she needed to do this on her own. Apparently, it didn't work.
So have you?
She must have
As you
underestimated.
can clearly see, we are in good health.
Well, we are good talks.
You are clearly not to be underestimated. I understand that now.
Have you had access with the assassin who offed Ingrid?
I'll give that one to you for free. That might be one of your little Kenku friends. However, that was strictly business.
Yeah, but I already knew.
She failed her mission, and even though she was not a part of the order, we couldn't let that stand.
Yeah, found the symbol on roof. The Arakokra friend.
It's
So
most
yeah, we know.
On your Arakokra friend?
We knew about Kenku.
Ah. Well, I'm
Our
sure
Kenku
that
friend knew about Kenku.
Yeah.
she will be very difficult to find unless she wants to be found. I would not keep your hopes up.
Oh, it's a she.
And I have to say that the whole Damn it, I lost my train of thought. Never mind.
I see that you already have our keys, and he gestures towards Yeek with an open hand.
No, I keep that. I earned that.
I
You hear
believe
the
that
sound of
belongs to
scales
us.
slapping against scales as he face palms.
I believe that belongs to us, friend.
This belongs.
Yeek,
Could
my
I
small
sleight of
friend,
hand
I
it out of him?
recommend you do not piss these people off. Give them what they ask for.
Can I use my forgery kit to replay?
Not this fast. No, you cannot.
Damn it!
Oh my gosh!
I give it to I give it to him and rattle it a lot, like yeah, Dan, take it. A bit aggressively.
You know,
Can I
I'm
make
going
a
to
sleight
see
of
what I
hand
can do.
to?
I'm going to see what I can do on this bounty against you. Technically, Ingaret failed at her job, and it was her responsibility to put you in jail. Maybe I'll see if I can strike a bargain with the others. We'll stay in touch.
Until then, where do you expect us to be going?
Anywhere
We're
but
going
here.
to go sewer diving, I guess.
You may.
Is it fair to assume that if you need to speak with us, we will have to just expect you? There's no place specific to go?
You clearly know of the scroll and the bottle.
Yes,
There
yes.
are
We do know of that, yes. But if there's something you in particular need to say to us, is it safe to assume you will seek us out?
It is.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, before you depart, we were never properly introduced.
I figured you already knew who we were.
Oh, I did. Again, I was not the one who followed through with Ingaret's bounty, but you may call me Colborin.
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 So
Do we
you
get a
don't
little,
have CK name. You don't have CK name.
I'll make sure that appears for the next game.
Okay.
Do we get a little
TK name.
slip with his name on it? Like, do we get an introduction of his character?
Yes, I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you his character because he's your point of contact for the order right now, basically. And before we decide whether you're going to go further into the bowels of the Order of the Black Rose, or return, or do whatever you wish, now that you have information on Ingaret's killer, we shall call it there.
Yes.
All right. So again, with the knowledge that we will not be playing next week,
And the week after. Awesome.
Okay.
We are awesome.
or the week after that.
So I'm in America for 2 weeks.
Okay.
But you can, if you can find a way that would not integrate my character.
Okay, we might be able to play a game without Ayul, or correction, without Yeek status there.
You'll just
I think
tie Fleeks up and lock him
That's
somewhere.
we could just postpone or have a different game in place of this one. But
We could play. I could do a one shot for any other kind of game in 2 weeks from now. I
I'd
know
be
many
interested in
games.
trying that one game that you mentioned that you really enjoyed.
13th Age or
Yeah,
Numenera?
probably 13th Age. That's what it was, wasn't
I
it?
can do a one shot 13th Age.
I will be around the week after this coming week, so I'll be around when Fleeks isn't.
so to be clear, next week, which was the 4th of July, no game.
No game that week.
I will be back on the 10th, I believe, of July.
Okay. Yeah, that works out perfectly because I mean, 4th of July, a lot of people, even if they're not at the con, are going to be busy. But I just want to say, if Aspen was going to do the like bard off, he was just gonna sing the opening theme to Cheers. Because like literally everyone here knows our name. Making your way in the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot.
All right, guys, that was a very good job. I had a lot of fun with this. Thank you for being very flexible with. I had to be flexible with you too because I intended you to do the skill game upstairs. I was actually very impressed at how quickly you left the main building.
Yeah,
I'll have
Woman
you know,
was rude.
Ayul did not want to do that.
Yeah.
I know. It was awesome. It was fantastic. And I had an absolute blast. I cannot wait to play this again with you. And I'll see what we can do for 2 weeks from now to try a one-shot game of something else. I'll stay in touch with everyone about that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
It's
I
going to
will
be great to meet you in person, Eclipse.
Yes.
I wish I
I'm
could
gonna be.
meet you both too.
I know.
Yeah, me too.
I'm going to be running a game of Tune for both Fleeks and Tweets at on next Monday.
Nice.
It's going to be fun.
I wish I could bring my laptop, then I would live stream that even.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I've got a computer. I've got a laptop. We can stream this if you really want it.
And then we can. It's almost like we're there with you guys.
Almost like I'll talk to Maggie because she's going to play in that as well.
Right.
Oh yeah. Of course.
But yeah.
All right. So don't worry about the XP